Good evening and welcome one and all to the Budweiser Bull Pen for tonight's matchup between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Colorado Grit. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here, and it's the fifth straight game between the Wranglers and the Grit. Last weekend it was 3 straight games over at Greeley Ice House where the Wranglers picked up 5 out of 6 standings points against the newest team in the South Division. This weekend, the scene shifted over to the Budweiser Bull Pen here in downtown Amarillo, and it was the Wranglers coming away with a dominant 6-1 win over the Colorado Grit last night here on home ice. Really, it was a Wranglers game that was dominated from start to finish. Nolan Gagnon picked up 2 goals in the win. He scored the first goal and the last goal of the game. Gagnon this season has been an excellent puck-moving defenseman for the Wranglers. He now has 26 points in 35 games with 5 goals and 21 assists. Jack McDonald also had a night to remember for the Wranglers as he picked up 3 helpers. He now extends his point streak to 5 straight games. McDonald has been on a massive heater as he has 4 goals and 11 assists in his last 11 games. So that's a name to watch out for, number 93 in white here tonight for the Wranglers. As for the goaltender, Connor McDonough, he was excellent as usual. It's easy to take Connor McDonough for granted when he gives you an all-star performance night in and night out. As last evening, McDonough stopped 32 of 33 in the 6-1 victory, and he is now 1 win away from tying Max Gudhar for the single-season win record in Wranglers franchise history. McDonough will get the start here tonight, so he will have the opportunity to tie that franchise mark. So keep an eye on that as the night goes on, as he has the chance to write his name in the record books here tonight. As for Colorado, it's a very young team, certainly not having the season that they would have wanted so far in year number 1, but it's a lot of young faces, a lot of faces from Colorado, and it's a group that if Steve Haddon, the head coach, and assistant coach Levi Weber can bring a lot of these guys back next year after getting this first year under their belts, this could be a Colorado team that has a really big jump from year 1 to year 2. Wranglers enter the night with a record of 20-10-5-2. Good enough for 4th place in this South Division with 47 points. We'll keep an eye on what goes on over in Shreveport between the Mudbugs and the Jackalopes, as it's currently El Paso and Shreveport tied for that 2nd place spot in the division with 48 points. Right behind them are the Wranglers. And so Shreveport is to fall again here tonight. The El Paso Rhinos are idle, so a Wranglers win would give them the sole possession of the 2nd place spot in the South Division. As for the Grit, they come into the matchup with a record of 8-21-2-2. Last place in the South Division, but a lot of young faces. We saw a young face last night in Duncan Shin really show off with a special performance. As in game number 1 in the North American Hockey League, he picked up goal number 1. As the only Colorado goal scored last night was Shin's first in the North American Hockey League. And he does get bumped up to the first line here tonight. He'll play at left wing with Wilder Jacober wearing number 29 down the middle, and Braden Freifogel wearing number 7 on the right wing for the Colorado Grit. Wranglers are 11-4-2 on home ice. Look to improve that mark here tonight, as the Wranglers have been one of the better home teams in the league this season. Wranglers are also 7-1-0-2 in their last 10 games. So if you look at the top 4 teams in the South Division, these are teams that really have caught fire as of late. We're talking about Lone Star, who is in a bit of a slump right now, but they have been pretty good in their last 10 games overall. And look at what El Paso's doing with their win streak. Shreveport hot as well. The Wranglers right behind them. And it really has solidified the top 4 in the South Division right now. All those teams are on a bit of a heater. Wranglers also in that mix. Colorado is 3-8-0-1 on the road. They'll look to improve that mark here tonight, as Colorado hasn't been one of the best teams on the road. And they say, good teams win at home, great teams win on the road, and so it would be a pretty big win for Steve Haddon's club if they can come away with the victory in enemy territory. Special teams not really much of a factor last night, as it was a different officiating crew that we had here in Amarillo than we did in Greeley. It seemed like there was a lot of penalties in Greeley, and as a result of that, the Wranglers' power play got a lot of looks, and they really shined, as the Wranglers scored 10 power play goals over the last 4 games, went 0-for-1 last night, didn't really have a whole lot of opportunities to get that power play goal that they were looking for to extend that streak to 4 straight games with a power play goal. So that streak ends, but the penalty kill was fantastic, going 2-for-2 last night. And of course, the Wranglers scored 4-on-4 in last night's game. So special teams, bit of a non-factor last night. We'll keep an eye and see if that is the case here tonight, as Cornick will be our head official here tonight. Colorado needs some of their young guns to step up. We saw it last night with Duncan Shin, and looks like Caleb Bendel, who recently joined the team as well, will also make another appearance here tonight for Colorado, who's a little bit short-handed, as there will be no Peyton Miller tonight for Colorado. He's out due to injury. And so the Grit, who dressed, I believe it was 7 defensemen last night, now going with 6. They're down to forward, so number 15, Hunter Cook, who usually plays on defense, will actually play in a forward position on that fourth line here for Colorado. So watch out for number 15 in black on the left wing on the Grit's fourth line. So a little bit of a sticky situation for Steve Haddon and Levi Weber here tonight. Wranglers looking to take full advantage of it here this evening. We come back on the Wranglers pregame show. Look ahead to the starting lineups for the Wranglers and the Grit. Looks like it's going to be another fun affair here in downtown Amarillo, as this is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Fans still filing in here at the Budweiser Bull Pen, as they're going to be treated to a matchup here between the Wranglers and the Grit here tonight on Youth Sports Night here in Amarillo. See a lot of kids in attendance. I understand there's a big tournament going on this weekend in the youth hockey scene, the Stanley Cup tournament. And so they will be honored here tonight. As it looks like we also see our friends from Sonic down there. We got a Sonic tater tot over on the Wranglers bench. But that guy's having a lot of fun as we turn our attention to the starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Colorado Grit, who will send out their second line to begin tonight's game. They need to start at left wing. Number 21, Noah Grolnick, really made his presence known in that set over in Greeley, as he had 2 goals last Friday, both power play goals. He has 20 points in 33 games. He is the leading point scorer for the Colorado Grit after coming over from Chippewa earlier on in the season. Down the middle, number 25, Landon West, the native of Plymouth, Michigan, standing at 5'9", 181 pounds. Will get the start at the center position. West this season has 6 points in 22 games. At right wing, number 3, Nicholas Capasso will get the start, standing at 5'9", 175 pounds. The native of Northford, Connecticut, will play on the right wing for Colorado. On the blue line, getting the start, standout defenseman number 4, Bowen Burke, standing at 5'10", 175 pounds. The native of Scottsdale, Arizona. Look at the start at left D. Burke this season has 17 points in 33 games, 7 goals, and 10 assists. He was held scoreless in last night's game. To his right, starting at right D, number 9, Alexander Gurman, the hometown hero native of Colorado Springs. He'll get the start at right D, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. And in goal for Colorado here tonight, we saw a glimpse of him in Friday night's game. Number 30, Aiden Garapi, the former 5th-round draft pick of the Amarillo Wranglers in last summer's draft, will get the start here tonight. He did come in last night's game in relief of Javin Games and is currently on a 5-game point streak. Down the middle in the center position, number 4, Wranglers captain Ben Ivey, standing at 6'4", 205 pounds. The left shot forward from San Diego, California, has already committed to play at Army West Point next season. Ben recently last night was held scoreless by the Grit, snapping his believe it was a 5-game point streak, but he still has been red hot in his last 10 games, notching 4 goals and 8 assists in that span. Ben has 29 points in 35 games this season, 10 goals and 19 assists. He's done an excellent job leading this club, not just in the scoring department, but also with the C on his sweater. And starting at right wing, wearing number 6, Jack Ivey. His twin brother, standing at 6'3", 200 pounds, the right shot forward, also from San Diego, California, is also committed to go play at Army West Point next season. That'll be a lot of fun if you're an Army fan, as they've certainly been a treat to watch this season. Jack Ivey, also red hot, is currently on a 5-game goal-scoring streak. He has 6 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 games. It's the 5th meeting all-time between these two clubs. Jack Ivey, in the previous 4 games, has scored a goal in every single game. So you could say he's a grit killer, as he's been a thorn in Colorado's side ever since these two teams linked up. Jack's 21 goals on the season are the 4th most in the North American Hockey League. Starting on defense, number 3, Nick Troutwine, who picked up his 3rd point as a Wrangler last night since coming over in a trade from the Minnesota Wilderness on December 1st. It came in the form of an assist. Troutwine stands at 6'3", 210 pounds, a left-foot shot defenseman from Eveleth, Minnesota, who get the start at left D. And on right D, Nolan Gagnon, who had a night to remember last night with 2 goals, stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, the right shot defenseman from Metcalfe, Canada, with the A on his sweater, as one of the alternate captains this season, along with Kyle DeMarco, will get the start at right D. And in goal for the Wranglers has a chance to tie the Wranglers' single-season win mark. Number 1, Connor McDonough, standing at 6'5", 210 pounds, native of Mendham, New Jersey, will look to write his name in the Wranglers' record books with what could be his 18th win of the season. McDonough this year, he will be making his 31st appearance on the campaign, has a record of 17-6-4-2, a 2.4 goals against average, a .909 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the year when he blanked the Shreveport Mudbugs early on in the month of November. McDonough stopped 32 of 33 against the Grit last night in the 6-1 victory. As the Wranglers are taking the ice, they're announcing the starting lineup in-house. The red carpet is rolled out as we await first period puck drop between the Wranglers and the Grit. Second line for the Wranglers here tonight. Number 17, Topi Pukkanen, will start at left wing. He was held scoreless last night, but he is the reigning South Division first star of the week. He's been fantastic for the Wranglers this season, as Pukkanen on the year has 32 points in 37 games. Down the middle on the second line, number 89, Roman Zapp, who is currently on a 4-game point streak, is having a fantastic sophomore season. He now leads the Wranglers in points with 33 in 35 games. And to his right, number 27, Connor McNaughton, also having a career year. Stands at 6 foot even, 180 pounds, the native of Greenville, South Carolina, who picked up an assist last night. We'll round out that second line. Third line, number 44, Trace Day on the left side. He scored last night. He's been fantastic ever since he got bumped up into the lineup for the Wranglers. He's a guy that I really have been impressed with his play as of late. Look to continue his hot tear here tonight, as Day this season now has 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 games. He's got 5 points overall. Down the middle, number 11, Luke Morris, who seems to have become a face-off specialist as of late, being on that third line. Number 74, Alex Stepanek on the right wing. Fourth line, number 18, Grayson Gerhard at left wing. Number 21, Morley Phillips down the middle. And to his right, number 9, Jacob Miller, to round out that forward core for the Wranglers here tonight. Wranglers dressing 7 defensemen as the second pairing, number 25, TJ Ritchie with number 2, Kyle DeMarco. Third pairing, number 5, Henry McRoberts with number 7, Drew Jeffers, the former member of the Colorado Grit. And the extra defenseman here tonight, number 94, Sebastian Mitro. Looks like we have a ceremonial puck drop here tonight. That Sonic Tater Tot will look on, and we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We will have first period puck drop from the Budweiser Bull Pen. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. roll up that red carpet because we are all set and ready to go from downtown Amarillo, as it's the Wranglers and the Grit here on a Saturday night in the Panhandle. Getting the start in goal for Colorado, number 30, Aiden Garapi. Was drafted in the 5th round by the Wranglers in this most recent draft. Came in relief of Erickson last night. It'll be his net here this evening. He'll make his 6th appearance on the year, as a record of 0-2, a 3.0 goals against average, and an .871 save percentage. In net for the Wranglers, wears number 1 on his jersey, and he's number 1 in our hearts, Connor McDonough, with a chance to tie the Wranglers' single-season win record. He has a record of 17-6-4-2 on the season, a 2.4 goals against average, a .909 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. Wranglers will send out their top line to take the opening faceoff. Colorado, their second line. It'll be Ben Ivy against Landon West at the faceoff dot. Good-looking crowd here on a Saturday night as we are ready to rumble. As our head referee, Mr. Cornick, will drop the puck. And away we go from the bullpen. Wranglers win the opening draw. Colorado chases after the puck and quickly fires a backhand shot wide. That was Grolnick, who's looking for the opening goal of the game just seconds into the contest. Play rolls towards the near wall. Troutwine slides it back out to center. Colorado possesses for a moment, looking to tap it ahead was Grolnick. He gets caught up between a couple Wranglers as McDonald gets tripped up. No call. He tosses it to the left point. Troutwine in open space will wind it back down. Goes around towards the far wall. And now Grolnick will possess and toss it forward for West at the center ice logo. He'll enter the zone, backhanded in. Colorado getting their first change of the game as West stays out on the forecheck. Duncan Shin down the left wing, keeping the puck in the Amarillo zone. Gets his pocket picked by Ben Ivy as the Wranglers captain sends it coast to coast. Finds Gagnon on the far wall. He'll drop it back to Troutwine. Troutwine, the former member of the Minnesota Wilderness, will send it to the neutral zone. Colorado able to enter as down the right wing goes Freifogel. Gets crunched up against the end boards by Troutwine. Wranglers take the puck away as Jack Ivy gains some speed exiting his own zone. Down the left wing, gains center red, and he will dump it in. He will go off for a change as that first line was out there for about a minute and 20 seconds. Stretch pass is intercepted by TJ Ritchie. He'll flip it into the Colorado zone. I was really impressed with Ritchie's performance last night. Picked up his first point in the North American Hockey League on an assist on the Jack Ivy goal. Play goes up to the right point. DeMarco takes a shot, and that one's blocked by Hadrick III. DeMarco showcased his big booming shot last night on his second goal of the season. McDonough will backhand it to Ritchie. He'll play it forward. It goes off the wall and out to center. Colorado tries to return it back into the zone, but that pass is picked off by DeMarco. He will flip it in, head towards the bench. Wranglers get fresh men on, as on comes that third line with Day, Morris, and Stepanek. Drew Jeffers will possess in his own zone. Go D to D for Henry McRoberts. A native of Kingsford, Michigan, will send it off the stick of Stepanek into the Colorado zone. Racing after it, Luke Morris. Gutteridge is able to tap it over to Helgeson. Works it up to Shaw. Wranglers pick that away. Look to dump it back in, but Helgeson able to muscle it back into the Wranglers zone. McRoberts from behind his own cage evades a hit from Graves. Puck squeaks between the circles. Wranglers evade danger, though. Colorado was lurking. Bouncing puck at center. Picked up by Shaw. With some help from Cook, who's playing in a forward position here tonight. Colorado will dump it down below the Wrangler goal line. Stepanek looking to exit. Burke tries to hold it in. Puck does come back out to center. Colorado will just whip it back down. McDonough out to play it. Leaves the puck. Misfire there. Bit of a miscommunication, and Shaw with the chance is denied on the wraparound by McDonough, who quickly reacted to the situation. Now Colorado fires it off the end wall. Comes back to McDonough. He will keep it moving as there's 16:39 to go in the first period. I don't believe we've had a whistle yet. In the neutral zone, it's Morley Phillips over the red line. Miller streaks into the zone. Gets caught up between a couple of Grit, but Grayson Gerhard will hold it at the left point and send it back down deep. Grolnick. Forward pass off the stick of Carter. Bounces over to Miller. Gerhardt steps in. Wranglers possess and send it back down to Garapi. Play rolls around the Colorado netminder. Landon West will reverse it and send it towards the near side as Capasso banks it off the wall for Grolnick in motion. Enters the zone, knifes his way towards the middle. Sees a bunch of Wranglers converging in on him and elects to just wrap it down. Troutwine off a stick and back out to center. Landon West will pick that up and get on his horse and turn the other way. Down the left wing. West cuts towards the middle. Only Gagnon to beat. Goes back around the net. Near half wall, Capasso slides it down lower. Play moves towards the corner. As Shin exchanges with West. Wranglers pick that apart and going the other way is Nolan Gagnon. Showcased his big-time speed last night, and here he goes again. Down the right wing, enters the zone, goes behind the net, off the wall, centering feed, and oh! Jack Ivey just couldn't put it home. Good look there for the Wranglers offensively, as they still have yet to take their first shot of the game. And there it was right there. Garapi was credited with the save there. Each team has one shot so far here tonight. DeMarco plays it forward to Jack Ivey, deep in the Wranglers zone, as this game is now 5 minutes old. And still scoreless here in the first period. From center, Shin, who's going incognito here tonight, has no name on the back of his jersey. Sees Jack Ivey go around him, tries to center a feed. Gets caught up by Gutteridge, and Colorado will take the puck away. Jack Ivey gets it back on a steal. Near corner, Ben Ivey centers, goes off the skates of Helgeson, bounces back to Ben Ivey, who is now working on the forecheck. Looks like the Grit are going to escape, as down the left wing is Shin. Plays it forward for Jacober. In motion, gets bottled up at the blue line, and McDonald turns up ice. McDonald cuts towards the middle, finds Zapp moving forward, and he gets picked away by Poirier. Wranglers trying some of those plays in motion to catch Colorado off guard. That's what we saw a lot in last night's game, as a shot is paddled away by Garapi. Behind the play, a bit of a skirmish between Zapp and Gutteridge. That calls for our first whistle of the game. Around 6 minutes into the contest. Looks like the first penalty of the game is going to go against Colorado. Wranglers are headed to the Budweiser power play. No, I guess not. Looks like they're going to take Zapp too, as I didn't see the official call. And it looks like it is going to be 4-on-4 by all indicators. Even had the video board guys fooled. Yeah, they had the Budweiser power play sign up on the video board, and then all of a sudden they play the, well, wait a minute, we got hose video. And so, looks like Zapp in the box, as is West. 2 minutes for roughing to each. Now, it is interesting to note that the Wranglers did score a goal 4-on-4 last night. I believe it was Zapp that did score that goal 4-on-4. His service is currently unavailable. As play goes towards Garapi, he will redirect it off his stick towards the far wall. Ben Ivey from the corner, backhands one up top for Rick Roberts, who fires a shot wide. And on the rebound, Ben Ivey just couldn't stuff it home. The angle was in the Wranglers' favor, and the puck had other ideas as it hopped over Ben Ivey's stick at the last second. Wranglers already looking dangerous with some more open space here on the 4-on-4. As down the left wing goes Jeffers, cuts towards the net, and it goes off the side of the goal, as Jeffers just couldn't get a good enough shot away to beat Garapi. Now goes Burke down the right wing. He whips a shot wide. Momentum carries it back out to center, where it'll be fielded by Colorado. Graves with the puck on his stick, tosses it right wing for Thompson in motion, stops at the point, looks for a trailer, goes off the skate of McDonald, tries to move up ice, and he gets tripped up, and that'll draw a penalty. With exactly 1 minute remaining on the penalties to Zapp and McRoberts, Wranglers are going to have a 4-on-3 power play here for the next minute. .11 to go in the first period. Wranglers power play will get to work here in a bit of an unusual situation, one that you don't really see too often, a 4-on-3 power play. Personnel out there for the Wranglers: McNaughton, Pukinen, Jeffers, and DeMarco. The trio out there for Colorado: Gurman, Carter and Helgeson. Draw to the right of Garrity on the near circle. Colorado wins it, sends it towards the end boards. Puukkonen going after it. Puck shuffles over towards the far corner. Puukkonen gathers it from McNaughton, sends it up to the right point for Jeffers. Now left point to Marco, up top for Jeffers. Right circle, it's Puukkonen. Wranglers taking their time here. As Jeffers at the line across for DeMarco, a bomb and a save made by Garrity. McNaughton was stationed out in front of the net trying to screen the young netminder. Good look there from the Wranglers. Jeffers enters the zone on the left wing, stops at the circle, finds DeMarco up top. To the circle for Puukkonen. Up top for DeMarco, across. Jeffers, one-timer save made by Garrity, and he gobbles that one up. No rebounds. 12:27 to go in the first period. 15 seconds remaining on the 4-on-3 power play, and then it'll become a Wrangler 5-on-4 power play for about a minute. Some really good puck movement from the Wranglers on that last sequence. Looked like they really wanted that one-timer from that left circle, because that's where that draw will be. West will take it against Ben Ivy, who's out there with McDonald, Jack Ivy, and Gagnon. And Ben wins it. Gagnon scoops up the puck, drifts towards his right, stops at the point, cuts back in towards the middle, across. Jack Ivy, a one-timer, and that one's high and wide. Bounces back to Gagnon. Below the circle, it's Ben Ivy. Takes his time, cuts in and shoots, and it's blocked by Hadrick and sent back out to center ice. Before the penalties to Zapp and Gudrich have expired, Zapp will stay out there. Wranglers on a 5-on-4 power play for the next 49 seconds. As down the right wing is Jack Ivy. Enters the zone with speed. Tries to shimmy around Gurman, but it's all for naught as the Wranglers are offside with 11:56 to go in the first period. 45 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. It'll be Zapp to take the draw against Landon West right in front of the Colorado bench. Colorado wins that draw and they will send it down the distance. Bounces off the end boards and gets caught up in the skates of McDonough, and he carefully kicks it over to Gagnon, who swings it out for Zapp. Now Jack Ivy gains the red line, flips it into the zone, whips around towards the near side. McDonald settles down the bouncing puck. Up top is Gagnon. Send it across for Ben Ivy. Stops at the right circle. Back to Gagnon. Gagnon waits across. Zapp, one-timer, and he swung and missed on it. Clearing attempt is held in by Gagnon at the line. Sends it towards the opposite corner. Now Colorado will regain possession and send it back out to center, and that'll pretty much do it for the Wrangler power play. TJ Ritchie with the puck on his stick in his own zone, being shadowed by Wilder Jacober. As Grolnick settles down the puck and skies one over the net, stays in play. Burke pinches down to try and keep it in, knocks that puck towards the near corner. Morris looks to escape. Jacober knocks it off his stick as he's got some speed. Moving it below the goal line. Day will pick that up, finds Stepanek on the near boards, and he will launch it into the Colorado zone, and Morris was trying to beat out Gudrich for that icing, but it'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 10:37 to go in the first period. Wranglers lead the shot count 4-3 in a scoreless game here so far. A couple of really good looks for the Wranglers on that power play sequence. Looked like they were trying to go for those one-timers to beat Garrity. Had a man stationed out in front of the goaltender. Just could not find a way to sneak one by as Colorado wins the draw. At the left point, it's Gudrich. He'll throw one towards the goal, and it bounces off a couple sticks and goes into the near corner. Wranglers try and clear. Bouncing puck held in at the right point. Shot there by Burke is snared out of the air by McDonough. No rebound. Stops the clock with 10:24 to go in the first period. We're scoreless here in downtown Amarillo as the Wranglers lead the shot counts 4-3. We come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. More first period action from the bullpen.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the bullpen. Scoreless game, 10:24 to go in the first period. Shots are now updated 4 apiece. As it's still not too late to make your pick to click as who you think is going to score the Wranglers' first goal of the night. For me, I'm going to go with number 11, Luke Morris. Had him on Wranglers Weekly earlier this week. It was a pleasure talking to Luke. And I think that conversation might have sparked a magic touch in him as he picked up an assist last night. And I predict that he will score the Wranglers' first goal here tonight. Make your prediction in the YouTube live chat or over on the Wranglers Twitter feed. Or you can call it X. I'm not calling it that. As the Wranglers slide it into the Colorado zone, Burke will field it, wait behind his net, pressuring him is Puukkonen. And as a result of that, Burke will turn the puck over. As in the neutral zone, it's McNaughton. Finds Jeffers, Cook on the forecheck. Off the stick of Puukkonen, hops up into the air, and goes deep into Colorado territory. Zap on the forecheck, knocks it off the stick of Gudridge. Colorado scurrying, gets it back. Puck will slide back out to center. Wranglers fire it back in. In the neutral zone, Shaw tries to go on the attack. Puck rolls to McRoberts. He will start the next charge for the Wranglers. Sebastian Mitro, young defenseman for the Wranglers, will send it forward off the stick of Puukkonen at the red line. Goes into the Colorado zone. Both teams getting a change here as the Wranglers send out that fourth line of Gerhard, Miller, and Phillips. Phillips scored his first goal as a Wrangler in the set in Greeley. I've really been impressed with his play as of late. As Miller finds Phillips in the neutral zone, dishes it right side for Gerhard, but they blow that play dead. The Wranglers are offside with 9:15 to go in the first period. Morley Phillips, one of those guys that when you look at his stat sheet, obviously the penalty minutes glare out. He's known for being one of the Wranglers' toughest forwards. He's not afraid to shy away from a fight. But as of late, he really has contributed a lot offensively and defensively for the Wranglers. He's really elevated his play as of late. As in the neutral zone, it's Merrick Thompson. Enters the zone, stops at the right point. Gerhard clusters up on him. Phillips takes the puck away. Left wing is Miller. There's the slide around Thompson, and there is Morley Phillips blasting a big hit on Poirier. That's going to draw a penalty as the arm is raised, and Colorado will possess behind their own cage. To the bench goes Garapy. Colorado with an extra skater until the Wranglers touch up. As on the forecheck was Miller, almost forced Graves into knocking it into his own net. It's Colorado in the neutral zone. It's stolen away by Phillips, and a walloping hit right as the whistle blew as the Wranglers touched up. That's Hadrick now jumping up to his feet. And meanwhile, Gagnon having some words for Grolnick in the Wranglers zone. And that's something that we noticed over in Greeley. Saw a little bit of it last night. Colorado may be new to the South Division, but tell you what, there is some bad blood between these two teams. As things have been getting, dare I say it, a little gritty. There you go. I got the grit pun out of the way. As into the box goes Morley Phillips. He'll get 2 minutes for boarding. And Colorado will head to the power play. This is a Colorado unit that is operating at 14% on the season, 22nd best in the North American League. Wranglers penalty kill, top 10 unit in the league, 82.3%. They'll look to go 1 for 1 here to open the game. This is Colorado's first power play chance. As up the right point is Gudridge. Lines it across for Burke. Back up to the line for Gudridge, and that pass goes astray. Comes out of the zone. Gudridge trying to re-enter. Colorado's offside as the Wranglers look to send that Colorado power play unit 0 for 1 to begin the game. Neutral zone draw here. Personnel out there for the Wranglers on the penalty kill. You've got DeMarco, Troutwine, and the Ivy twins. He's at center ice. Colorado does win the draw. On the left wing is Capasso. Slides his way into the zone. Puck drifts towards the far corner. Wranglers wedge it free and send it back down for a clear. 20 seconds already burned off of the penalty to Phillips. As Wranglers get a change. McNaughton, McRoberts, Jeffers, and Zapp out there for the Wranglers. As down the left wing is Graves. He will knock it deep behind the Wrangler cage. McDonough will play it. Colorado gets it back, as up at the right point is Gudridge. Slides it down low. Now back up to the half wall. Graves will settle it down. Steps into the circle. McRoberts defending there. Slides it down low towards the middle for a centering feed. Capasso is lurking, goes in and out the other side. His play up against the far wall. McNaughton trying to dig it free. 3 Wranglers, 2 Grit there along the boards. Colorado slides it towards the corner. Behind the net is Jacober. He gets divorced from the puck, and the Wranglers get another clear. 7:26 to go in the first period. 50 seconds remaining on the Colorado power plays. They get a partial change. And bouncing puck in the slot. West fans on a prime A chance, and on the rebound they score. Alexander German gets the goal, and Colorado draws first blood. And just when you thought Colorado missed a grade A scoring chance, the puck hops onto the stick of Alexander German after West flubbed on it, and he buries it in the back of the net for a Colorado 1-0 lead. For German, that is goal number 3 on the campaign, and it is assisted by Shin, who picks up his second point in the North American League in his young career. And number 25, Landon West, who fanned on the initial shots. Looks like he caught enough of it to pick up the assist. As Colorado, now with a 1-0 lead, looks to go back to work. Play goes deep into the Wranglers zone. Amarillo picks it up and will quickly move up ice. Play goes behind Garapy towards the far corner. Stepanek trying to pry it off the stick of West. Goes corner to corner. Helgeson tries to knock it forward. Colorado Grit do that and enter the Wranglers zone. They get stood up, and Day will come away with the puck for Amarillo. He'll charge up ice. He's a slippery forward for the Wranglers, trying to weasel his way into the zone. Colorado pries it from his grasp, enters the attacking zone, and down the near wing. Glove down by Jacober. Stolen away by Gagnon. He's got Day moving up ice, and he will just gain center ice and toss it down. Wranglers get a change. So Colorado scores first here tonight. They did so in each of the 3 games over at Greeley Ice House. Wranglers came away with 2 wins out of the 3 games. The right wing, it's Thompson, pushes it forward for Grolnick, spins away from Mitro, and for a slap shot there was number 29, Jacober. McDonough is sharp enough to make the save, as up at the right point is Thompson. Play to the left point. Capasso steps in and shoots. It's blocked by DeMarco. Good read there. Capasso goes corner to corner. Van Ivy will be the first man on it on the near half wall. It's hit up against the boards. Puck comes to Jack Ivy, who gains the red line and will backhand it in. Down the left wing goes Christian Carter. Tries to knife his way towards the slot. Gets stood up by Jeffers. Puck comes to McDonald. This is at left wing for Ben Ivy. Towards the middle. McDonald backhand try. And it goes wide of the net. He tries to stuff it home. Puck is still free. Colorado comes away with it, but they're going to blow this play dead as the net has come off with 5:04 to go in the first period. Well, what an exchange there from Ben Ivy and Jack Ivy in motion. A 1-2 play. McDonald to Ben Ivy, back to McDonald, and the backhand chance goes up and over the crossbar. Tell you what, McDonald's the kind of guy where give him 10 chances like that, he's scoring 9 times out of 10. As McDonald has been one of the Wranglers' hottest forwards as of late. Last night with his 3 assists, cracked the 30-point mark on the season. He's currently on a 5-game point streak, had a chance to extend that to 6 on that last sequence. Neutral zone draw, won by the Wranglers. Jeffers will tumble it in. Left wing Pukin, and takes a blast, and that's a save made by Garapy. Rebound goes off the inboards, boomerangs back to Garapy, and he will freeze it with 4:55 to go in period 1. Colorado has a 1-0 lead off of a goal from Alexander Gurman, his 3rd of the season, assisted by Duncan Shin and Landon West. With 7:16 to go in the first. Wranglers looking for the response. That was really the theme of Sunday's game, where every time Colorado scored, Wranglers responded to tie the game. Wranglers ultimately fell 6-5 in the shootout. Looking for a different outcome here tonight as Colorado ices the puck with 4:47 to go in the first period. Shots are 6-5 in favor of Colorado. Colorado did outshoot the Wranglers by 1 last night, 33-32. That's not something that the Grit do very often. As Colorado this season has only outshot their opponent 9 times. Draw is won by the Wranglers. Up the line is Jeffers. Takes a shot, goes off the shin of Poirier, and out of play. And he's certainly feeling the force of that one. He will hobble towards the bench, and some lucky fan here in attendance comes away with a souvenir. This next draw will be to the left of Garapy. Far circle of the Colorado zone. Wranglers' 4th line out there with Gagnon and Troutwine manning the blue line. Phillips to take it against West. Puck hops to the stick of Helgeson. From the corner, he will play it up to Grolnick. Bouncing puck settled down by Grolnick. Dishes it forward for Capasso. Tries to take a shot, fans and whiffs on it. Comes back out to center. Down the right wing is Gerhard, pressuring Gudridge. And he steals it away. He's in the far corner with some help from Phillips. Wranglers possess the puck. Play goes up against the boards, squeaks over to Gerhard, tries to center one on his backhand. Hops off the skate of Helgeson and to the stick of Capasso. Troutwine from center, mishandles the puck, and here comes Grolnick down the right wing. Curls at the circle, feeds it across. Helgeson shoots, and that one's eaten up by McDonough. Stops the clock with 3:59 to go in the first period. Colorado still with just a 1-0 lead. Drawn to the right of McDonough. Far circle of the Wranglers zone. It will be Shin against Morix at the faceoff circle. Luke Morris has been fantastic in the faceoff circle for the Wranglers this season, although that one is won by Colorado as Handrick fires a quick shot towards the net. McDonough makes the save, goes around towards the near corner. Freifogel being pressured by big man TJ Ritchie. As he's got him pinned up against the wall, puck shakes free to Morris. He will weasel his way out from the pile. Send it forward for Stepanek. In the neutral zone, Shin will try and slap it into the Wranglers zone, successful in doing so, except hopped onto the stick of Stepanek. Wranglers head up ice as Morris enters the attacking zone. Unfortunately for the Wranglers, Trace Day was a step ahead. Wranglers are offside with 3:29 to go in the first. Neutral zone draw in front of the Colorado bench. Van Ivey will take it as that first line's out there for the Wranglers. Jeffers and McRoberts on defense. Colorado wins that draw. Banks it off the far boards. Cook throws it forward for Carter, and he gets cut off by McRoberts. Excellent defensive play. McRoberts pins up Carter against the boards. Wranglers possess. Move it back out to the neutral zone. Colorado has been much better defensively here tonight than they were last night. Seems like a much better effort from Steve Haddon's club defensively here this evening. As Jeffers looks to take off from his own zone, finds Ben Ivey at the red line. He will wind it in, goes towards the far corner. McDonald in hot pursuit. Colorado able to play it forward. Turnover in the neutral zone as Ben Ivey whacks it back down deep into the grid end. 2:40 to go in the first period. Poirier has trouble handling the puck. It's stolen away by Zapp. It gets pinned up against the far half wall. Takes a Colorado bounce, and here they go in motion as Graves enters the zone. He gets knocked off the puck by Gagnon. Nice defensive play. Zap enters the zone, backhands it to McNaughton on the far wing. Pushes it below the goal line for Puukkonen. Centering feed off the skate of Graves. Boomerangs back to Puukkonen. At the right point, it's Troutwine with a shot, and it's redirected and in! Roman zapped, taps it home, and the Wranglers have tied it up at 1. Amarillo responds with 2:12 to go in the first period. Troutwine took the initial shot. Zap was in the right place at the right time. Redirects it through the wickets of Garapy. The tying goal. Troutwine gets the primary assist. He took the initial shot. Topi Puukkonen will pick up the secondary assist. So for Nick Troutwine, he now has 6 points on the season. Now has 1 goal and 3 assists in a Wrangler uniform. Picked up an assist last night as well. For Roman Zap, he now has team leading point number 34. 11 goals, 23 assists. Right behind him, Topi Puukkonen with secondary assist, 17 goals, 16 assists for 33 points on the season. So there's that response from the Wranglers. Shot count all tied up as well. 7 apiece with 2:12 to go in the first. Luke Morris will take the ensuing draw. Landon West will win it. Capasso knocks it into the attacking zone to West. Stops at the circle. Finds a trailer and it goes in and out the other side. He was looking for Grolnick streaking in. Morris enters the attacking zone. Tries to bounce it off the wall to himself with some help from Miller. Play goes corner to corner. Colorado possesses as West will charge down the left wing. Shot goes on goal. McDonough backhands it to Troutwine. Reverse play as the Wranglers try and go up the far wall. Helgeson trying to pinch and keep it in. Successful in doing so for the moment as play gets stuck along the wards. Hops back onto the stick of Morris. Play in the corner. Shuffled over to Troutwine. He'll move it forward for Miller. He gets divorced from the puck. There's a blast there from Jacober. Is stopped by McDonough. Rebound squeaks free. McDonough's mask is off. And immediately they blow that whistle with 1:17 to go in the first period. McDonough kind of dived forward to make that save as it looked like he was trying to make the save and corral the rebound at the same time. The momentum from him moving forward kind of moved him into a diving position. A couple players got caught up in between him. Knocked that mask off of the Wranglers' starting goaltender. And immediately the whistle was blown. As is the rule, the next draw will be to McDonough's left, near circle of the Wrangler zone. It'll be Jacober against Ben Ivy in the face-off circle. Colorado wins another face-off draw. It seems like they've had their way in the face-off circle here tonight. Wranglers move the puck up ice, though, as Jack Ivy in the neutral zone looks to find Ben Ivy. Pass is broken up by Shin. Left wing now is Freifogel. Tries to go around DeMarco. Pivots. Finds Shin in motion. Gets blasted by Jack Ivy. And the Wranglers pick the puck up and send it back out to center. Ben Ivy moving forward. Potential 2-on-1. Ben Ivy on his backhand. And he skies one over the nets. So he's being closed in on by Merrick Thompson. Colorado heads up ice with 42 seconds to go in the first. Zap steals the puck away. He charges into the attacking zone. Stops at the line as he leaves it for Gagnon. Pass is picked away by Freifogel at center ice. Wranglers gather it. McNaughton enters the zone down the right wing. McNaughton on his backhand centers one, and he was looking for Zap. That pass was broken up at the last moment. 15 seconds to go in the period. Shaw gains some speed down the right wing, takes a shot, stopped by McDonough, and he will freeze it with 7.9 seconds to go in the first. In what is now a 1-1 game, off of a goal about 2 minutes ago from Roman Zap, redirected a Nick Troutwine shot between the 5-hole of Aiden Garapy. Topi Puukkonen picks up the secondary assist. on the goal that made it 1-1. Drawn to the left of McDonough, near circle of the Wranglers zone. Christian Carter will take it against Roman Zapp, and Zapp wins that draw. Finds Gagnon, turns it to Zapp. He will hoist it out to center ice. McNaughton pedals it forward, and that'll do it for the first period. After 20 minutes of play, it's Colorado 1 and Amarillo 1. We're all tied up after 20 minutes of play. First intermission report coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll talk about the events of period number 1, look ahead to period number 2, and also check in on some scores from around the league. You got a big game going on over in Shreveport. We'll check in on the Lone Star Brahmas, who will look to end their slump against the Oklahoma Warriors. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the first intermission report on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Well, hello there, and welcome into the first intermission report, as it is the Wranglers 1 and the Grit 1 after 20 minutes of play. Much better defensive performance from the Grit here tonight, as it's deadlocked at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Opening the scoring for Colorado with 7:16 to go in the first period is Alexander Gurman, the defenseman for Colorado. Picks up his third goal of the season from Duncan Shin and Landon West. And it was one of those crazy plays where looks like Colorado had a grade A scoring chance between the circles. Puck bounced off of the stick of Landon West, and then right in there to scoop it up and immediately take the shot was Gurman. Fooled McDonough, fooled the Wranglers, ended up in the back of their own net for the 1-0 score. Wranglers would respond, though, about 5 minutes later. At 2:12 to go in the first period, Nick Troutwine takes a shot from the right point. It's redirected by Roman Zapp between the circles, lies between the wickets of Aiden Garapy. And the Wranglers tie the game up at 1. Topi Pukkanen picks up the secondary assist, and that is where we stand after 20 minutes of play. A couple penalties in the first period. 2 on the Wranglers, 2 on the Grit. We did have a 4-on-4 situation where Zapp and Gutteridge went to the box, and then about a minute remaining on that sequence. Colorado's Merrick Thompson gets 2 minutes for tripping, so the Wranglers have a 4-on-3 power play. Did some really good things on that power play. It looked like they were trying to set up that one-timer from the circles. With a lot of open space there, with only 7 skaters on the ice on that man advantage for about a minute. And Wranglers looking for that one-timer. Garapy, sharp and square, is able to make those saves to keep it out of the Colorado net. And then the Wranglers a little bit later had a 5-on-4 power play that was abbreviated when Gutteridge and Zapp came out of the box. Wranglers unsuccessful in scoring on that sequence as well. Colorado also had a chance on the power play. Morley Phillips went to the box for boarding, and the Wranglers penalty kill unit stood tall, as they have done time and time again this season. Held Colorado off the score sheet on that sequence. Wranglers PK unit 1 for 1 here tonight. And that was kind of one of those things that we were looking at from last weekend to this weekend, was special teams major factor in those games over in Greeley. Wranglers power play really heated up as they scored 10 power play goals over in Greeley. Operated about 45% over in Colorado. Only had one chance last night. They went 0 for 1. And so the question was from weekend to weekend was, okay, well, how much is special teams going to impact the game? And for Colorado, I mean, the writing's on the wall. Their special teams units aren't really the best in the league, as their power play is 22nd. And the penalty kill is 26. And you look at the Wranglers special teams, and it's a lot better. It's 22.2% for the Wranglers. That's 4th best on the power play in the league. And you look at their penalty kill, also a top 10 unit, 82.3% entering the contest. That's 10th in the league. And so you figure that in a game where you got a lot of penalties like you did last weekend, it's bound to turn out in the Wranglers' favor. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, it is a different officiating crew here this weekend than what we saw last weekend. Mr. Kornick is our head official here tonight. And so it seems like a lot less penalties called under his watch as opposed to last weekend. So Wranglers not getting a whole lot of cracks there on the man advantage, but that's okay because last night they proved that they could score 5-on-5, and that's really the mark of a good team is, yes, you want your special teams to be good. I mean, that's one of the things you look for in a coach is, yeah, you get those opportunities, you want to score on them. But if you're the Wranglers and you want to be a playoff team, you want to be a playoff team that goes far in the Robertson Cup playoffs, you've got to be able to score 5-on-5. And so the Wranglers really proved that last night with 5 even-strength goals, and then the other goal was scored at 4-on-4 by Roman Zapp last night. And so for the Wranglers, I mean, all is well. You look at this Wranglers team, they're really poised to make a deep playoff run. As under Ryan Anderson's watch this season, Connor Yanni, the assistant coach, both in their first season behind the bench. Wranglers enter the contest with a record of 20-10, 5-2. 4th place in the South Division, but by the end of the night, they could be in that 2nd place spot, and it could be theirs and theirs alone. As the El Paso Rhinos have 48 points on the season. They're idle this weekend. They're not playing. They are the one team that is on the bye week this season. And the Shreveport Mudbugs lost last night to the Odessa Jackalopes in what seemed to be underdog night, as the Jackalopes came away with a 4-3 victory over Shreveport last night. Mudbugs also have 48 points. So I think if Shreveport loses again here tonight, Wranglers win, Well, the Wranglers would have sole possession of the second place spot in the South Division with 49 points. And so the big reason that we mentioned this is because the first two teams in the division got a first round bye. And so for the Wranglers, that would be huge. I mean, it gives you time to rest up, really get prepared, and also gives you home ice for that potential playoff matchup with whoever it may be. Still a lot of hockey left to be played as we are well into the second half of the season, about to hit the final third of the season, if you can believe that. It's one of those things where you blink it and you miss it. You can't believe you're at this point. But for the Wranglers, you really got to start looking at every single night as an opportunity to not only pick up 2 points, but also really determine where you stand in the South Division standings. Tell you what, you don't want to have to go to Shreveport in the playoffs. You definitely don't want to have to go to NYTEX. You want to be able to control your own destiny and play right here in this building, where the Wranglers have been really, really good this season, with a record of 11-4-2 on the season. So Wranglers have been proven that they're a really good home team, pretty good on the road too, 9-6-3-2. They'll look to improve that mark when they head to Corpus Christi in 2 weeks, as the Wranglers are off on the bye next weekend, and then they'll head over to American Bank Center to take on the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. So looking forward to the second period, looks like it's a much better defensive effort for Colorado's defense here tonight. Steve Haddon and company really tightening up the defense, limiting the Wranglers' opportunities, but that's not to say that the Wranglers haven't had their chances, as we saw Jack McDonald and Ben Ivey combine on a bang-bang play that sent Jack McDonald in between the two circles with a backhand chance that he just missed high over the net. You give him that chance a million times and he's going to score on almost all of them. Unfortunately, that one didn't shake out in his favor. But if the Wranglers continue to do what they do offensively, and there's a lot of star-studded playmakers in this lineup for the Wranglers, you look at that top six, I mean, they've been dominant over the last couple of games, most specifically in this set against Colorado. But you also look at that bottom six. I've really been impressed with the play of Trace Day as of late. This is a guy that has really, really stepped up in this lineup. He plays with a lot of speed. He's very tough on the puck, and he seems to be one of those guys that can make something out of nothing. I really like him this season. Luke Morris has been a dominant force for the Wranglers. He brings that veteran presence to that line with a couple of rookies in Day and Stepanek. Stepanek made an excellent play last night in the near corner of the attacking zone, was able to wedge a puck off the boards away from the Colorado grasp and find Day for his goal last night. So look for that line there to combine for something special here in the second period. But also look to that fourth line. That might be a sneaky X factor for the Wranglers here tonight, as Grayson Gerhardt and Jacob Miller, two pesky forwards on the forecheck for the Wranglers. Really some of those guys that can really make life difficult for the opposition, create some turnovers, and get some scoring chances, as they are both rookies as well. And then you got Morley Phillips down the middle, who really, I have liked his play as of late. I mean, he's very tough, hard-nosed forward for the Wranglers. He's known for his physical prowess, but as of late, he's really done a really good job of handling the puck, makes smart decisions with it, and as a result of that, he's set up Gerhardt and Miller for some really nice-looking plays over the last couple of games. And so I'm interested to see what he can do here in the second and third periods. And then the X factor for the Wranglers over the last couple of games has really been what the defense has been able to do offensively. We've seen the Wranglers pinch in along the boards, keep pucks in. We've seen them take those blasts from the blue line. We saw Stroutwine do it here tonight, and the redirection out in front from Zapp gives the Wranglers their first goal of the game. Saw DeMarco do it last night on his goal. Saw Troutwine do it again last night as well, and it was Jack Ivey redirecting that one in. Or I believe that was TJ Ritchie who took that shot. So many goals last night, it got them all scrambled, but there was a play where Troutwine did it, Ritchie did it. Key point is that the Wranglers defense has been helping in a lot on their scoring surge over the last couple of games. So look for that to be a factor. If the Wranglers do continue to score, watch for that secondary assist, because if the trend continues, it's probably going to be from a defenseman. So keep an eye on that here in the second period and beyond. When we come back on the first intermission report, we'll take a look at some scores from around the league, as I'm sure everybody's interested in what's going on over in Shreveport and what's going on between the Brahmas and the Warriors. We'll have that coming up next on the first intermission report, so don't go anywhere. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back into the first intermission report. Take a look at some scores from around the league as potential shake-up here in the South Division depending on how some games fall. This game's currently tied 1-1 after 20 minutes of play as we're approaching second period action. Take a look over at the pond in Shreveport, and oh my goodness, could they possibly do it again? The Odessa Jackalopes have a 1-0 lead 4 minutes into the second period on a goal from James Richmond. Look at this. Look at that. The Odessa Jackalopes with a 1-0 lead over the Mudbugs, who are again on upset alert. Wranglers looking for some help from the Jacks. As if the Mudbugs are to fall here tonight and the Wranglers win, it would bounce into that second seed in the South Division. Over at NYTEX Sports Center, that game just getting underway. And holy crap, looks like this one's already 1-1. A couple of quick goals as opening in the scoring 1 minute into that game is Anthony Capello. The Big Apple makes it 1-0. And then quickly after that, just about 2 minutes later, Nathan Rickey scores for Oklahoma to make it 1-1. That one could end up being a barn burner as the Lone Star Brahmas currently hitting a slide here. They've lost their last 3 games. Warriors on the upswing, looking to charge into the top 6 of the South Division and then some. They currently occupy that 6th seed in the division, tied with New Mexico. As for New Mexico, they're over in Corpus Christi at American Bank Center, as the Ice Wolves currently have a 1-0 lead over the Ice Rays on a goal from Zach Boren, 12:20 into the first period. So, for Wranglers fans, you're looking for Corpus Christi to win here tonight. You're also rooting for Oklahoma. You're also rooting for Odessa here tonight, as the Wranglers look to continue to climb up the ranks in the South Division. We're about moments away here. Wranglers back out in the tunnel. Colorado looking to emerge from their end as well. It's about a minute away from second period action. Ryan Anderson, Connor Yanni back out on the bench for the Wranglers. Have done an excellent job in year one, guiding this team to a top 4 spot in the South Division, but they don't want to just settle for top 4. They want to be number 1. And with the current slide with the Lone Star Brahmas and the upswing of the Wranglers, you never know. There's a lot of hockey left to be played. The Wranglers still in the mix for the potential first seed in the South Division. It would be their first ever division title. As for Steve Haddon and Levi Weber, coaching staff for the Colorado Grit, they're looking to turn this thing around for Colorado. First year in the league, as the newly formed Colorado Grit haven't really had the season that they would have liked to have had in year number 1. A lot of young players on this roster. Makes for a pretty good building block foundation for potential surge in year number 2. Colorado hits the ice for the second period, as do the Wranglers. As we'll take a look at some NFL scores as the NFL playoffs are underway. How about this? The Houston Texans wallop the Cleveland Browns 45-14. Houston will advance to the divisional round and over in frigid Kansas City. Man, am I sure glad that I'm not over there. The Kansas City Chiefs have a 13-7 lead over the Miami Dolphins about halfway through the second quarter. So if you're a football fan, those are your scores right now. And we talk about frigid Kansas City. It's 9 degrees right now in Amarillo. So you know what? It's not a whole lot better, but I'm glad I'm up here in the broadcast booth where it's a little bit warmer than it is outside. As looks like it's cold all around. And there's a massive snowstorm hitting the northeastern part of the United States. So much snow that, in fact, they had to postpone the wild card game between the Steelers and the Bills. Makes me very, very happy that I'm over here in the Panhandle. I don't think I've seen a lick of snow so far this year. And coming from Utah, that makes me very, very happy. I'm not a big fan of snow. As we get prepared for the second period face-off, Connor McDonough stopping 8 of 9 in the first period. Aiden Garapi, 6 of 7. We'll see what the second period has in store. Wranglers' first line out there to open the second period. Landon Lest will take the draw against Ben Ivy. And away we go for second period action. Colorado wins the draw, tumbles deep into their own zone. Jack Ivy throws a massive hit on Gurman. Wranglers try and possess the puck, but Colorado with other ideas. Get it back out to center. Troutwine picks up a free puck, whips it around into the Colorado zone, pops out on the near wall, held in at the right point by Jack Ivey. Drifts one towards the net, looking for McDonald out in front. But it wasn't in the cards as Colorado picks up the loose puck, goes the other way. Turnover as McDonald picks up the free puck, and off to the races is Zapp. McDonald streaking in with him, 2-on-1. Zapp holds, backhand deke, and a save made by Garapi with the left pad. Zapp being ever so patient on that play. That very quickly developed on a turnover at the Wrangler blue line. McDonald snuck into the Colorado zone with speed, dropped it off for Zapp. 2-on-1 there, and Zapp, patient on his backhand, tried to fool Garapi, had him down on his belly like a starfish, but that left pad, the young netminder, stymies the German forward for Amarillo. Defensive zone face-off, won by Colorado. Helgeson will send it down the distance for a quick icing here early on in the second period. 43 seconds in. Draw's coming back into the Colorado end. Draw to the right of Aiden Garapi, far circle of the Colorado zone. Zapp will take it against Wilder Jacober. Zapp this season has been really good in the face-off circle for the Wranglers. He wins that one there. To the left point, Ritchie slides it across for DeMarco. Settles it down, fires, hits a man out in front. Free puck is loose, and it'll be sent towards the near corner. Zapp just couldn't stuff it home, as there are a couple Wranglers on the doorstep as well. Colorado charges deep into the Wranglers zone. Like pinned up against the end wall, DeMarco shuffles it along the near wall for Zapp. Bouncing puck is tossed back out to center where Goodridge will go D to D. And well behind the play, TJ Ritchie getting into it with Braden Freifogel. Wranglers exit their own zone. DeMarco finds McNaughton. They exchange as DeMarco winds it in deep. Behind the net is Puukkonen. It's sandwiched between a couple of Grip members. Wranglers on the forecheck, try and get that back. Jacober sidesteps all of that commotion. And the Grit will move it forward, but not much more. As McRoberts from his own blue line will hack it forward. Zapp tries to sidestep Poirier, who steals the puck and turns up ice. Poirier from the middle takes a shot, goes off a stick, and wide of the net. Lay up against the end wall. McRoberts will carry it free and out of his own zone. Loses it to Graves at the blue line. He enters on the left wing. Graves slides it across, and diving to block up that pass was Zapp. Excellent read there as Graves sends it to the left point, goes off the wall. Wranglers possess, as it's now on the tape of Topi Puukkonen. Puukkonen with 32 points for the Wranglers this season has been excellent. In his first season as a Wrangler, the 20-year-old Finnish forward signed a tender last offseason and has been one of the Wranglers' best forwards on the campaign. Wranglers ice the puck on that last play. A little over 2 minutes into the second period. This next draw will be to the right of Connor McDonough. Morris will take the draw against Carter and win it. Jeffers off the wall, finds Morris. Looking to find Stepanek in motion. Puck has a mind of its own. Wranglers can't settle it down. Carter will, as he backhands it deep into Wrangler territory. Carter from the far corner. Can't get around McRoberts. Wranglers move the puck up ice as Stepanek enters the zone on the right wing. Looks to cut towards the middle. Hadrick gets in the way of that play. Wranglers from center ice will send it back down. Period of the long change. Wranglers get a couple of fresh bodies on. As Colorado looking to find their way up ice, instead turning over at the red line. Jeffers looking to launch it in, goes up the stick of a Grit member and out of play. 3 minutes and 3 seconds into period number 2. Neutral zone draw here, fourth line out there for the Wranglers. Morley Phillips will take this draw against Landon West. Looks like Colorado really had their way in the face-off circle in the first period. They win another one there as West finds his D-men. Colorado looking to head up ice. Wranglers shut that down for the moment. They'll look to regroup and reload. As Burke fumbles the puck in his own zone. Thankfully for him, there was nobody in the area. So he regathers it and will wait behind his own cage and see what shakes out in front of him. Finds an avenue down the left wing. He's got Grolnick, steps over the attacking line, throws it across, just onside for Capasso, who rips a shot wide of the mark. Gagnon will backhand it towards the far half wall for Gerhard. He will chip it below the goal line for Troutwine. Wranglers D-men well out of position as Troutwine and Gagnon in front of the net. Gagnon, that's the Wranglers zone. As Gagnon, they're in position. I might be an idiot. As Gagnon behind his net will wait. That last play by Capasso had me rattled as Gerhard will knock it into the Colorado zone. Gurman being pressured by Miller, loses the puck, centering feed, goes up to the right point, and keeping it in is DeMarco. Slides it behind the goal line. Another centering feed finds McDonald, center point, takes a shot, save made by Garapi. Puck is free, diving Phillips tries to find a teammate to send it to. Instead, he's got Freifogel, and will drive it into the Wranglers zone. And yes, now I'm sure that is the Wranglers zone, as we're in the opening moments of the second period. 4 minutes and 30 seconds gone in period number 2. It's from center ice. Mitro looking for a contested puck. Rolls towards McDonough. He'll play it forward to Ben Ivey in the neutral zone. From his knees goes around Gurman. Finds McDonald left wing. He will shoot and score! Jack McDonald goes top shelf. And the Wranglers take a 2-1 lead. And you know he wanted that play in the first period back. And he gets it there. Wranglers take the lead in the early stages of the second period. Ben Ivey picks up the primary assist and the only assist, as he really started that play from his own blue line, going around Gurman from his knees. Find Jack McDonald moving down the left wing. I'm not sure there's a goaltender in this league that could have stopped that shot, as it was an absolute snipe. And the top corner of the net beat Garapi glove hand. And the Wranglers have now scored 2 unanswered after Colorado opened the scoring. Jack McDonald, he now extends his point streak to 6 games, 5 goals, 11 assists in his last 12 games. That's goal number 7 on the campaign for number 93 in whites. Off the draw, puck goes deep into the Colorado zone. Fielding in his Gutteridge. He's crunched by McDonald. Wranglers looking to force Colorado into turning the puck over. Rolls towards McDonough, plays it right wing for Jeffers. Up ahead, McDonald from the red line, directs it into the Colorado zone. Helkson looking over his shoulder, sees Jack Ivey closing in. Ben Ivey from the half wall, pries it free, cuts towards the middle, puck is loose, and Graves will possess for Colorado as they charge into the attacking zone. They'll roll it behind McDonough. Wranglers propel it forward, just out of the reach of McDonald, who scored the most recent goal. And here is McDonald down the left wing once more, spins at the half wall on his forehand, finds a trailing Jeffers for a shot that is blocked by Poirier and sent out of play. 14:26 to go in the second period. So Colorado led the shot count 9-7 after the first period. They haven't taken a shot here in period number 2, as the Wranglers now lead the shot count 11-9, and they also lead the score 2-1. Drawn to the left of Garapi, near circle of the Colorado zone. Zap off the face-off, can't pry it away from the grasp of Colorado. And they will move towards the far wall. Pressuring is McNaughton, trying to force Colorado into making an error. At center ice, it is Cook in the forward position. Normally plays left defense for Colorado, but due to being shorthanded off an injury from Peyton Miller, he is on that fourth line here tonight. As Pukinen will gather the puck from behind McDonough, reverses it to Gagnon. Wranglers looking to head up ice, and as down the left wing is McNaughton. He'll leave it for Zapp, tries to throw it across, goes off a leg, and back out to center ice where Gagnon will hold. Troutwine moves it across for McNaughton, down the right wing with some speed, centers it for Zapp all alone, fires a shot, saved made by Garapi, puck is free, and Colorado escapes any more danger as down the left wing is Merrick Thompson. He tries to fire a shot, around Gagnon. But the native of Metcalfe, Canada, stands up tall, makes a good defensive play. Now here he streaks into the attacking zone. Gagnon weaving his way towards the net, can't get a shot off, gets sent down to the ice, and we've got no penalty on the play, to the dismay of everybody in attendance. At center ice, it's Grolnick. Enters the attacking zone. Sidesteps to Marco. In the middle is West. Pad save by McDonough. And on the rebound, it's Capasso. And he's tied the game up at 2 on the second opportunity. He makes no mistake and finds the back of the net on his backhand. It was West that took the initial shot. McDonough made the save. Unfortunately, the rebound was kicked right onto the tape of Nicholas Capasso, who picks up goal number 9 on the season to tie us up once more, this time at 2 apiece. Wranglers win the ensuing draw. Jeffers will catapult it into the Colorado zone. Left corner is Day. Ends it behind the net looking for Morris. Hot on his heels was Jacober. Morris now has it on the near half wall. Colorado tries to wedge it from his grasp. Instead, Day has it at the right circle. What a move there. Tries to cut in and take a shot. Colorado is able to lift his stick at the last moment from the right point. Wranglers take a shot. It's blocked, and now Burke will get it back out the center. Off the wall, he finds Shin. Shin streaking in and diving to make an excellent play and take away the angle was Henry McRoberts. Brilliant play there from the Michigan man. As Jacober streaks in, left circle. Colorado looking to get another one on the board. As Jacober sends it across for Burke, right circle. He shoots, pad save McDonough, rebound in the slot, and Day is able to corral it and lift it back out to center. Colorado dumps it into the Wranglers zone. Jeffers will possess. Gets pinned up against the end wall, kicks it to Day. He'll backhand it forward for Morris, who takes a chop at it, sends it down the length of the ice. No icing. Wranglers able to get a change. Play continues to move. Stretch pass on time for Poirier. Moves down the left wing, backhands it below the goal line. Colorado loses it as Jeffers is there. He'll lift the puck high into the air, settled down at center ice by Helgeson. He'll enter the attacking zone. Gets his pocket picked by Gerhard nicely, turns and shoots on the loose puck. And McDonough sharp to make the save. Now Miller charges up ice. Starting to see the transition game come into play as Morris takes a shot. Make that Morley Phillips. And it goes in and out the other side. Now down the right wing, Colorado comes in. Shot there, paddled away by McDonough. Now Miller pokes it ahead. Here's Morley Phillips, potential 3-on-1. Phillips in, shoots, and scores! Morley Phillips with an absolute rocket. And the Wranglers get that one back. It's 3-2. Oh, mama, what a goal from Morley Phillips. And he makes it a 3-2 game. Jacob Miller gets the lone assist, and the Wranglers restore their 1-goal lead. Wow. And so for Phillips, he scores in Colorado, his first of the season on Sunday, and now here on a Saturday night in chilly downtown Amarillo, he gets his second of the season to make it a 3-2 hockey game. Jacob Miller picks up the assist. For him, that is point number 2 on the season. He now has 1 goal and 1 assist on the year. Kind of had that feeling on that last sequence that somebody was going to score a goal as we saw the transition come into play as Wranglers were a step ahead of the grit on that last sequence, and Phillips fires a snipe by Garapi to make it 3-2. Wranglers looking for more, dump it down deep into the Colorado zone. Thompson misplays it. Play pinned up against that far corner of the Colorado zone. Couple Wranglers are there. First line out there for Amarillo. Troutwine and Gagnon on the blue line. Jack Ivey takes it free and takes a shot, and a save made by Garapi on that bid. Jack Ivey lurking, takes a shot off a turnover, and on the rebound they score! Jack McDonald double dips, and the Wranglers have a 2-goal lead. Oh, baby, the Wranglers have exploded here in the second period as they now have 3 goals in the second frame. It's a 4-2 game. McDonald from Jack Ivey makes it a 4-2 game, and the Wranglers are rolling here with 10:37 to go in the second period. And this is one of those moments where if you're Colorado, you're a very young team. You rallied back to tie the game at 2-2. Wranglers now responded with 2 goals of their own. That's a mark of a Wrangler team that has a lot of veteran presence on their team, a lot of 20-year-olds. This is a team that's been there, done that this season, played in a lot of those close games, know how to come back, rally back. And now the question here for a Colorado team that is very, very young is how will they respond? Troutwine winds it around towards the near side boards. McNaughton's there to meet it at the half wall. Colorado steps into it, takes it in the neutral zone, and now taking flight is Landon West. Down the right wing, curls at the half wall. Finds a man up top, it's Gurman, whips one on goal, save made by McDonough. Puck is free and the Wranglers jam it all the way down the distance for an icing. 10:09 to go in the second period. Flurry of goals in the last 3 minutes as the Wranglers responded just 30 seconds after the Phillips goal. So bang, bang, 30 seconds apart. Wranglers make it a 4-2 game. The Phillips goal came about 2 minutes after the Capasso goal. Left point, Colorado settles it down. Gurman gets crunched there by McNaughton after he sends it down deep. Gagnon tries to chop it forward. He finds McNaughton. He'll reverse it back behind the Wrangler net as they will cleanly possess, as we've now just entered the threshold of the second half of the hockey game. 9:49 to go in the second period. Wranglers with a 4-2 lead. Colorado possesses in their own zone. Gurman works his way into the neutral zone. Gains some speed, collides with his own man. Looked like that was Capasso, and they've turned the puck over on that play. Bit of a misfire there for Colorado. Stretch pass is intercepted by Burke. He moves down the right wing, takes a shot. Blocker saved by McDonough. Rebound is corralled by Colorado, and it goes wide and off the back of the net. McDonough scampers over to cover that and shut that play down. 9:20 to go in the second period. Wranglers with a 4-2 lead off of goals from Morley Phillips, his second of the year, and Jack McDonald, his second of the game. He now has 8 on the campaign. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers now have a 2-goal lead, 4-2 with 9:20 to go in the second period. There's been so many goals over the last 5 games that I might just lose my voice at some point this weekend. As Wranglers win a defensive zone draw, Jeffers spins away from Shin. Colorado tries to turn that into their favor as at the left point, a shot from Gudridge goes wide. It's Colorado will field the puck in the neutral zone on a Wrangler clear. Helgeson will quickly gun it back in. Dave finds McRoberts. Wranglers looking to charge up ice. And what has been another excellent offensive affair. Loose puck corralled by Jacober. Walks the line, fires, and it goes wide of the net. Day will backhand it off the end corner. And that's one of the things about this building, is the puck seems to have a mind of its own. You really can't predict where it's going to go when you fire it off the corner wall, but luckily for the Wranglers, Third will escape danger as down the left wing goes Day. Gets muscled off the puck by Gudridge. The only commit for Colorado as he's going to play at Dartmouth for his college hockey. Helgeson tries to slide towards the net, gets stood up by DeMarco, and the Wranglers will send it back out to center. Down the right wing goes Poirier. He gets knocked away from the puck by Gerhard. And behind the play, Gerhard gets high stick. Looks like no call on that play as play goes behind the Colorado net. Down the right wing. Now to the neutral zone. Stepping in is Graves. Goes around DeMarco and now around the net. On his forehand, twist towards his backhand in the far corner. Banks it off the wall. Unfortunately for him, nobody was there except for the hot hand in Jack McDonald. Knights his way towards the right point. From the circle, centers one, goes off a body into the half wall. Comes back to McDonald. Now below the net is Morley Phillips. Seems like he's found his scoring touch as of late. Now has 2 goals in his last 3 games. It's behind the net. We have a puck battle. Everybody wants a piece of that puck. It's free in the slot. McDonald fires, looking for the Hattie. Puck is free, and it comes back up to the blue line. And now we get an arm raise tripping call here with 7:14 to go in the second period. And going to the box is Jack McDonald. It's 2 minutes for tripping. A little over 7 minutes to go in the second period, so Wranglers looking to go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill, here tonight. Colorado will look to cut into the Wrangler 2-goal lead. Defensive zone draw won by the Wranglers, and they'll send it down the distance for an opening clear. Personnel out there for the Wranglers: Jack Ivey, Ben Ivey, Nick Troutwine, and Nolan Gagnon. Watch out for those Ivey brothers, short-handed. Jack has 1 short-handed goal in the season. Ben has 4. As McDonough backhands a pass between his legs, and the Wranglers get a clear there. And as you see, McDonough showing a display of confidence. He's very good at playing the puck. As down the left wing goes Helgeson. Cuts towards the middle, peels away at the far wall, gets it up top for Gurman. To the left wing. Now back up to Gurman. He'll shoot, looking for a redirection in the slot. None to be had. Back up top is Helgeson. Finds Gurman. Steps in and shoots. McDonough makes the save, and he corrals the loose puck with his left pad as well. And the Wranglers get another clear. A little over a minute remaining on the Colorado power play. Burke will enter the attacking zone with a pass to Capasso. Bouncing puck onto the stick of McNaughton, and he makes no mistake and sends it back out to center ice. Jacober loses an edge in front of the scorer's table. Capasso steps in, drives the puck in. McNaughton off the wall for Gagnon, and stretch pass looking for Zapp, but he's just a hair offside. 30 seconds remaining on the Colorado power play. 5:43 to go in the second period. Draw to the left of McDonough, far circle of the Wranglers zone. It'll be Graves against Luke Morris. Quartet out there for Amarillo: TJ Ritchie, Luke Morris, Kyle DeMarco, and Topi Pukkanen. Is off the draw. Colorado picks it up. Right point is Gudridge. He will shoot. Goes off a leg and wide of the goal. Grit will cycle it back up to the line. Gudridge finds Burke for a one-timer, and McDonough shuts that down, and the Wranglers get one last clear here as the penalty is set to expire in under 10 seconds. Shot count 19-17 in favor of Colorado, as the Wranglers fire one from their own blue line in on Garapi. He will cover the puck as he saw Pukkanen in the vicinity. Freezes it up with 5:10 to go in the second period. Draw to the left of Garapi. Near circle of the Colorado zone, and be Phillips against Carter at the dot. And Carter does win that draw, finds Hadrick. Held in at the right point by Gagnon on his clearing attempts. Back to 5-on-5 as Phillips tries to muscle Hadrick off the puck. Phillips is a very strong forward, standing at 6'4". Although Colorado is able to get it back out to the blue line, but defensive stick by Gagnon jabs it back in. As down the left wall the Wranglers go. Phillips tries to center one, goes up into the equipment of Cook, and the Grit chop it back out to center. Wranglers try and quickly turn up ice, but they are offsides with 4:40 to go in the second period. Jack McDonald officially on hat-trick watch with 2 goals so far here tonight, both coming in the second period. Wranglers have not had a skater score a hat-trick this season. Could tonight be the night as Ben Ivy backhands it into the near corner. Bodies converge there. West will come away from the pile. Find Burke right wing, glances off his skate into the Wranglers zone. Capasso drives it down deeper towards the half wall. Exchanges with West, who's directed towards the far corner. Jack Ivy comes away with the puck. Some pushing and shoving behind the play, still in that corner. Wranglers turn up ice. Is down the left wing is McDonald. He'll shoot, and a pad save by Garapi. Rebound goes to Grolnick. He's being pressured by Ben Ivy. Elects to reverse it behind his own net for Burke. But when Burke finds Grolnick up ahead over the blue line, but the pass is offline, and that'll go for an icing. With 3:49 to go in the second period, Wranglers with a very healthy 2-goal lead, 4-2 at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Second line out there for the Wranglers: Zapp, McNaughton, Pukkanen, and on the blue line you've got Ritchie and DeMarco. Off the draw, Wranglers win it. Held in by DeMarco, drifts towards his left, backhands it towards the half wall, but nobody home for Amarillo. West will bank it off the far wall, looking for a streaking Grolnick. He's got him, and at the half wall, looks to center one. Nobody there except for Connor McNaughton. Picked up an assist in last night's game. Has 8 goals and 9 assists on the campaign. As that center ice, DeMarco looks to whip it in. Wranglers quickly see a ping-ponging puck go over the attacking line. Down the right wing is Zapp. Goes around the goal, gets crunched up against that end wall as the glass shakes, and the Wranglers take a shot from the left side as McNaughton was stopped by Garapi. Centering feed to Pukkanen, collides with a Grit member. That's Braden Freifogel, divorcing him from the puck. And now Freifogel will head up ice with 3 minutes to play in period 2. Colorado gets bottled up at the Wrangler blue line. Stepanek on his backhand off the end wall for TJ Ritchie. Settles it down, moves it forward. He's got Pukkanen. Has to quickly turn it forward, gets caught up in front of the Colorado boards. We get a whistle with 2:44 to go in the second frame. Draw will be in front of the Colorado bench, right there on the Wrangler blue line. Graves will take it against Luke Morris. Morris wins that draw, finds Gagnon, sends it to Jeffers, and he will propel it forward, looking for Morris. He tries to pry it away from the skates of Graves. On the forecheck is Trace Day. Hadrick will lift it out to center. Comes to the Wranglers D. They'll quickly flip the script and send it towards the left wing as they look to go to work on offense. Morris burrows his way deep into the left corner. Wranglers looking to possess the puck. Morris comes away from the pile to the left point. Jeffers returns it for Morris. He's got Stepanek in the left corner. Backhand feed as he was diving. Goes in and out to the neutral zone. Luke Morris collects it from his own blue line. Backhands it forward looking for Miller instead. There'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 1:58 to go in the second period. Wranglers lead the score 4-2 thanks to 3 second period goals. And the shot count is tied 19 apiece. Straw's going to be to the right of McDonough, who's been very active here tonight. But he's been great as always. Is at the face-off circle. It'll be Morris taking the draw for the Wranglers. West for Colorado. Wranglers win that draw. Morris excellent as always. Pivots in the corner, finds Jeffers. And up ahead, he's got Miller. Hits Day in stride over the attacking line. Trace Day gets crunched up between a couple of grip members. Puck stays in the Colorado zone. Is in the far corner. Bodies converge. Wranglers feed it to Gerhard from the corner. What a play by Miller. And Gerhard just sent a rocket over the net. What a sneaky play there from Jacob Miller, who's got pretty good build, standing at 6'4", 250 pounds, and that's the kind of guy you want in those board battles. And he pries it away, sends a backhand pass to Gerhard below the circle. Just didn't have the angle to beat Garapi. It'll be Gerhard taking this next draw for Amarillo against West, and he wins it left point. Phillips turns and shoots, and that one whistles wide of the mark. Grit hack it back out to center. As down the left wing, Gerhard will catapult it in. Hits the inboards right under the Bud Light sign. Burke will toss it back out to center. Takes a hop and goes back below the Wrangler goal line. Back out at center. Burke hoisted into the air. A couple more bounces. Settled down by McDonough. Wranglers go D to D. Back out at center is Miller. Over the red line. And now Colorado blue. Gerhard down the right wing. Turns and shoots. And a save made by Garapi. Below the goal line is Phillips. Centering one. Wranglers couldn't corral that. Comes back out to center. We're under a minute to go in the second period. Is McDonald, who's on hat-trick watch. Backhands it in. Colorado quickly picks it up and turns up ice. As Cook backhands it behind McDonough. Colorado cycles it up to the right point. Helgeson shoots, and it's blocked out in front as Troutwine and a Colorado member were taken down. Another shot goes wide of the mark. Colorado keeps it. Helgeson fires towards the goal, and a fluttering shot is stopped by McDonough. And afterwards, blood starts to boil. Phillips getting into it with Cook. Talked about it earlier. Morley Phillips is not going to shy away from a fight. Phillips, 6'4", 215 pounds. Cook, 6'6", 220 pounds. So that would have been a fight between two heavyweights, but we'll have to save it for another day as the officials break that up and rob us of what would have been a pretty good fight. Draw to the left of McDonough, far circle of the Wranglers zone. It'll be Jacober against Ben Ivy at the circle. Youth sports night here in Amarillo. Lots of kids in attendance. A lot of goals. As Colorado tries to center one between the circles, DeMarco is there to make the defensive play. Puck held in by Colorado. Down the far wing is Helgeson, turning his Freifogel and shouldering that one off is McDonough. Around the net for the wraparound there was Helgeson, and the Wranglers shut that play down as the net comes off in the process. 5.1 to go in the second period. Colorado's had their chances here in the second period. We did see them score once in period 2 off of the Capasso goal, but stellar play from Connor McDonough and the Wranglers defense has kept them to just 2 on the board here tonight. Wranglers win the draw. Time drips off the clock, and that is the conclusion of period number 2. Wranglers 4, Grit 2. As we enter the second intermission, Colorado leads the shot count 21-19, but the Wranglers will carry a 2-goal lead into the second intermission. As we will turn our sights towards the second intermission report. We'll talk about the events of the first 2 periods, preview period number 3, and also take a look at some scores from around the North American Hockey League. We'll be back in just a couple minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Get a snack, get a beverage of your choice, pull up a chair, and we'll talk all about this game when we come back. Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen. It is youth sports night here in Amarillo. We got the Stanley Cup parade going on. All the kiddos out there making their rounds around the Budweiser Bull Pen ice. We've got a tournament going on here this weekend. Meanwhile, for our game, Wranglers lead it 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Big outburst in the second period from the Wranglers, 3 second period goals, 2 of which coming from Jack McDonald as Colorado opened the scoring with 7:16 to go in the first period off of a goal from Alexander Gurman. Wranglers responded about 5 minutes later with 2:12 to go in the first period off of a goal from Roman Zapp, directed in a Nick Troutwine blast to make it a 1-1 hockey game. That's where we stood after 20 minutes of play, and then like I said before, that burst of offense in the second period for the Wranglers. Jack McDonald continues his hot streak, extends his point streak to 6 straight games, picks up his 7th of the season from Ben Ivey, goes top shelf on Garapi a little under 5 minutes into the second period to make it 2-1. Colorado responded about 2 minutes afterwards, as it was Nicholas Capasso scoring for Colorado to even the score up at 2, and then the Wranglers rallied back with 2 goals in 30 seconds, as it was Morley Phillips scoring his 2nd goal of the season. Absolute snipe of a shot that beat Garapi to make it a 3-2 hockey game. And then afterwards, for that 2nd goal in the 30-second span, Jack McDonald double dips, picks up goal number 8 on the year. It's another multi-point as fair for number 93. And Jack Ivey gets the assist on the goal. That made it 4-2. Now for McDonald, talked about how much of a heater he's been on, but he now has his 9th multi-point game of the season with 2 goals here tonight, as he's really been one of the Wranglers' best forwards over this last stretch. And really, the Wranglers getting scoring throughout the entire lineup, and that's really something that you want to see if you're Ryan Anderson, Connor Yanni, and of course Harry Mahood, who is now the president of hockey operations and general manager, as he's done a pretty good job of constructing this team into a winner as the Wranglers look to hoist the Robertson Cup here this season. They've got the makings of a really good team, and this is a team that just shipped out a couple of familiar faces in a trade earlier this week. Say goodbye to Tommy Chunchikov, Colin Doherty, and Alex Papaspropoulos. Coming into the Wranglers lineup sometime in the near future, Martins Kruklidis, Latvian defenseman, comes over from the Merritt Centennials, the BCHL. He's a big body, standing at 6'6", 200 pounds. He's a 19-year-old defenseman. Wranglers look to bring him back next year as well. So it seems like every single move that the Wranglers have made this season has been on defense, and the Wranglers have only gotten bigger. I mean, you look at the Wranglers' blue line, you got a big body in Kruklidis, who seems to be, based off of his highlights, not only good defensively in his own end, plays very physical, of course, with his stature, but in the opposite end, can contribute offensively. So he had 5 points with the Merritt Centennials. So excited to see what he can do. But as for right now, Wranglers pretty big on the blue line, as the only person that is under 6 foot tall is Nolan Gagnon, standing at 5'10". And he's a guy where he's 5'10", 175 pounds, but I mean, he really doesn't act like it. We've seen him throw his weight around this season, and so outstanding puck-moving defenseman for the Wranglers here this season, as Gagnon on the campaign has 26 points, tonight being his 36th appearance of the season. So he's been fantastic for this Wranglers club. And then you look at everybody else. Troutwine, 6'3", 210. TJ Ritchie, whopping 6'5", 225. Kyle DeMarco, 6'3", 200. McRoberts, 6 foot even, 185. Jeffers, 6'4", 210. Mitro, 6'2", 175. He had that 6 foot frame, 6'6", and Kruklidis. This is going to bring a Wranglers defense that's going to be very, very tough to handle. And right now, the Colorado Grit are feeling that, as the Wranglers have put on another pretty good defensive performance. Connor McDonough has been fantastic as usual, as he looks to tie the single-season win mark for a goaltender in Wranglers franchise history. He can tie that mark here tonight, as the record is 18. McDonough has 17 wins on the season. So for the Wranglers in the third period, you're looking for a lot of more of the same from what you saw in the second period. Not to sound like a broken record, but look for more scoring from that bottom six. That transition game played a big factor in that second period. We saw McDonald do it on his goal, or his second goal. make that his first goal. It's hard to remember at this point. And Morley Phillips did it as well in transition. So look for that to be a big factor here in the third period. We'll see how Colorado responds to that. Wranglers were able to shut them down on their odd man rushes. And Wranglers were able to capitalize on their chances. And that's really the difference maker so far tonight in this game. Wranglers are playing a complete game here tonight, getting scoring from every skater, it seems. And so we'll turn our sights towards the third period and look at some scores from around the league when we come back on the second intermission report on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back inside the Budweiser Bull Pen, as it is a 4-2 Wrangler lead after 40 minutes of play. Take a look at some scores from around the league as the big games going on in the division. A couple of games that could determine if the Wranglers are able to hold on and get the victory here tonight. Could determine where the Wranglers stand in the standings. at the end of the night. So let's take a peek at what's going on. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. The Odessa Jackalopes are on a tear. James Richmond with the Hattie over at the pond in Shreveport as the Jackalopes have a 5-2 lead over the Mudbugs entering the third intermission. Or, excuse me, not the third intermission. Sorry, guys. The second intermission. We're about to enter the third period. And that would work very much in the Wranglers' favor if that score holds, because if the Wranglers win and a Mudbugs loss here tonight, the Wranglers would have sole possession of the second place spot in the South Division with 49 points. Over at NYTEX Sports Center, you got a brawl between the Lone Star Brahmas and the Oklahoma Warriors. And it looks like over in that game, Oklahoma has a one-goal edge over the Brahmas, 3-2 as it stands. Oklahoma trying to surge up in the South Division standings. Top 6 make it. Oklahoma would be in if the season ends today. They're currently tied with New Mexico for that 5th place spot. But the Odessa Jackalopes nipping at their heels. Odessa will play Lone Star on Monday. Brahmas currently looking to end a 3-game losing streak. Any other game over at American Bank Center. New Mexico taking care of business so far against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, as the Ice Wolves going against the Ice Rays. I'm sure that's one fun game to call for New Mexico broadcaster Jason Thomas. Ice Wolves and Ice Rays both have ice in the name, but it is the Ice Wolves that have a 3-goal lead at the bottom of the second period. 4-1 over in Corpus Christi. New Mexico getting goals from Zach Bourne, Rasmus Leyenhelm, Olivier Lameau, and looks like Lameau double dips for 2 goals in that game so far. As for our game, we have a guy that has 2 goals as well, Jack McDonald, who is now officially on hat-trick watch. We have not had a Wrangler score a hat-trick so far this season. Could tonight be the night? McDonald's done some pretty special things over the last couple of games. I've really been impressed with his play as of late, and really that first line as a whole. Really just the entire lineup for the Wranglers has really elevated their play over the last couple of games against Colorado. And so we'll look to close this one out here with a 2-goal lead entering the third period. We come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll have third period action from the Budweiser Bull Pen, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment for period number 3. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen. We're getting ready for third period action between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Colorado Grit. Guy Chiarenza on the call from downtown Amarillo. I apologize if I haven't been as sharp as I usually am here tonight. I'm having as close to an MJ flu game as a broadcaster can have. But we're going to continue to roll this forward, as that is the only path, is forward. As the Wranglers will look to close this one out with a 2-goal lead, leading 4-2 over the Colorado Grit, entering period number 3. Connor McDonough, if this score holds, is just 20 minutes away from tying the Wranglers' all-time season win mark. He's got 17 here tonight. The record is 18. He can mark his name in the record books here tonight by tying that mark. The backup here tonight is Andrew Peterson. He picked up his first North American Hockey League win in Colorado on Saturday. I guess last Saturday, that is. And he was fantastic, making his first start, getting his first win. Looks like he's sporting a custom mask here. Pretty good looking one, as he's got the number 33 right on the chin, Wrangler logo on where both of his ears would be. Connor McDonough is sporting a plain old white mask. Nothing too fancy, just gets the job done. And that's in the story for the Wranglers this season. Had a couple close calls this season, as the Wranglers have really given a lot of their fans a heart attack over the course of this season. But right now, a pretty good lead at 4-2 entering period number 3. And so McDonough will return between the pipes. It'll be Aiden Garapy still for the Colorado Grit. Garapy has stopped 14 of 18 here so far tonight. McDonough has stopped 19 of 21. And so we'll get ready for the opening face-off of the third period. And away we go for the final period here from downtown Amarillo. Burke will take it from behind his net. Dish it right wing for Capasso. Tries to bank it off the wall. Gets stood up by Ben Ivy. And here he goes. Down the left wing, takes a shot. Paddled away by Garapy. Wranglers cycle it up to the far wall. Gagnon trying to keep it in, but Colorado able to wedge it back out the center. That'll go down the distance. No icing as Troutwine scurries away from Capasso, the other number 3 here tonight. Troutwine with speed enters the attacking zone. Gets shut down by Gurman. Troutwine loses his stick, and we got a penalty here on that last play. 36 seconds into the third period. They open the box to the Colorado penalty box, and in steps Noah Grolnick. He gets 2 minutes for slashing. And so the hard work of Nick Troutwine draws the penalty. Wranglers head to the power play. For just the second time here tonight. First attempt since the first period is left point to Marco. Whips it around to the far wall for Jeffers. At the half wall, it's Morris. Tries to shake away from the Colorado defense, but the Grit will get the clear after prying the puck from his grasp. Drew Jeffers, the former member of the Colorado Grit, came over in a trade earlier on in the season. He's the owner of the first goal in Grit history. He's now a Wrangler, and we love having him. He's behind the net. Buchanan centers one off a body, right point to Marco, a blast, and it hits Morris up high. Tries to hack at it and backhand it into the net. A Grit skater has lost a glove. Meanwhile, on the turnaround, Jacober enters the Wranglers zone, fumbles the puck, and he will get mobbed and shaken free. Down the left wing, Buchanan to the middle for Morris. Back to Buchanan at the circle, loses an edge, diving, tries to feed it to McNaughton. Colorado is there to break that up. Nice Gagnon between his zone circles, and drift back behind the comfort of his own cage, but he's quickly pressured by Jacober, and turnover here. Zapp will scarf it back up for Amarillo. He'll escape any more danger. Still in the man advantage for the next 52 seconds. As Zapp enters the attacking zone on his backhand, taps it off the wall, tries to return it to himself, gets hauled down. No call there, as the Grit will get another clear. 40 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. Stretch pass from McDonough on time as the Wranglers move up ice. Ben Ivy to Zapp at the right point. We'll bend it back to Ben Ivy below the circle. Goes corner to corner for McDonald. No cross up top. It's Zapp, skates in. Zapp across Ben Ivy. One-timer and a pad save by Garapy, moving from right to left. And on that next sequence, the puck goes out of play. With 21 seconds of power play time remaining. 17:44 to go in the third. This next draw will be in front of the Colorado bench. Ben Ivy will take it. Personnel out there for the Wranglers: Jack McDonald, Ben Ivy, Roman Zapp, Nolan Gagnon, and Jack Ivy. Off the draw, Colorado's able to poke it back to their D-men. Burke needs all D-men in the Colorado lineup in points. He shuffles it back out to the Wrangler blue line. Wranglers quickly reload as Zapp will launch it around towards the near wall, met by Ben Ivy, and then with the response, Colorado jabs it back down to finish off the Wrangler power play. So Wranglers come up empty-handed on that last attempt, but here they go. Stretch pass just off the stick of Ben Ivy, who was looking to collect it at the blue line, as it came from all the way deep in the Wrangler zone. Ben out of step, but just couldn't haul in that pass for the breakaway. Instead, we are going to have a draw to the right of Garapy. Gerhard will take it against West. And off the draw, Gudridge banks it off the end ball for Helgeson. Colorado trying to corral it in the neutral zone. West will just nip it in. TJ Ritchie will field it behind his own net. Quickly fires it around towards the left point. Helgeson with the try. McDonough is able to block her that away. Back up at the right point, it's Gudridge. Holds and shoots. McDonough makes the save, and the rebound goes to Helgeson. He quickly loses it to Gerhard. Racing Gerhard. Pulls it back out to center ice. Looks to sling it forward. As Helgeson looking for a stretch pass for Capasso. Bounces in front of him, but no icing. Play behind McDonough now. As from the far point, far corner that is, Ronick tries to center it. Wranglers in response will lift it high into the air. Takes a bounce at the Colorado blue line, and it'll be settled down by Merrick Thompson. Colorado goes coast to coast, looking to find a mover down the right wing. Wranglers bottle him up at the blue line. Colorado trying to charge in. Wranglers having none of that, send it back out to the red line. Colorado regroups and reloads. As down the left wing is Shin, and he gets stood up by McRoberts. But comes to Troutwine. Drop it off for Miller. Wranglers looking to go back on the attack. Miller with a point here so far tonight finds McRoberts. Drop it off for Nick Troutwine, who also has an assist here. As down the left wing, Day will knock it in and goes out of play. 15:44 to go in the third period. Shots are even at 23 apiece, but the Wranglers lead 4-2. This next draw will be at the Colorado blue line near near face-off dot, that is. Morris will take it for Amarillo. To his left, Day. To his right, Stepanek. And off that draw, puck trickles into the zone. Will be scooped up by Day on his backhand. Moves into the far corner. Slides it up to the top for Gagnon. Tries to shimmy around Poirier. Instead, Poirier steals and goes the other way. Poirier shoots, and it goes high and wide. Wranglers evade danger, but here comes Colorado again. Down the right wing is Graves. Drops it off. Thompson shoots. Deflection out in front. McDonough makes the save, and he reels it in to get the whistle. And afterwards, tempers flare. We got a scrum between the circles. Sebastian Mitro is there. Nolan Shaw for Colorado. They break that up. We're robbed of a fight. 4:40 into the third period. Wranglers get a line change. Second line comes on. Zapp, Hukkinen, and McNaughton. They've been excellent for the Wranglers since that line was formed 1 game ago. They're on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. It'll be Carter against Zapp. German forward having a career sophomore season. As Zapp last year had 23 points in 55 games. So far he's got 33 in what is now game number 36. Make that 34 with this goal here tonight. Make it 34 for 36 for number 89. Right point shot directed away by McDonough. And down the right wing goes McNaughton. Flips it towards the middle for Zapp. And he's off to the races, and oh, he just gets it poked away at the last moment on the Colorado back check. Puck hops into the Colorado bench. And that'll stop time with 15:06 to go in the third period. A couple chances for the Wranglers. Would have, should have, could have's. As first it was Ben Ivey unable to haul in the stretch pass at the blue line, and then Roman Zapp gets it poked away at just the last second between the circles. The Wranglers doing everything right here offensively in the third period. Colorado wins the defensive zone draw. Gurman comes away with it down the right wing, banks it off the wall for McNaughton. Bouncing puck at the red line. Everybody takes a poke at it, enters the Colorado zone. Zapp will give chase, and it'll move forward for Carter. Down the right wing, goes around DeMarco. On his backhand, tries to center one. Doesn't go in, and there was nobody there anyway. Wranglers get it back out the center where Zapp looks to find Puukkonen moving forward. It's picked off by Jacober. Colorado will nip it into the Wranglers zone. Goes to the near corner. Jacober battles out DeMarco. Gets pinned up against the end wall. Wranglers trying to hack it free. West is there for Colorado. Jeffers pulls him away from the puck, and West is able to regather it off a kick from Jacober. And now Grolnick steps in to possess for Colorado, but he is mobbed by Puukkonen. Good work by the Wranglers to muscle Colorado off the puck. Is at the red line. McNaughton will backhand it in. Wranglers get a change. It's Colorado's Gutteridge. The Dartmouth commit will send it across for Helgeson. Glanced off his stick. Be picked up by Troutwine at the near half wall of the Wranglers zone. Linesman gets in the way. Colorado gets it back. Centering feed. It was off the pad of McDonough and onto the stick of Gagnon. McDonald there as well to skate it out of danger. He'll pull it forward for Ben Ivey. Tries to drop it back for McDonald. Right corner, takes a shot, pad save. Rebound comes to Jack Ivey. Up to the left point. Settled down by Troutwine. He fires one harshly off the end boards. Comes to Grolnick, leading point scorer for Colorado. He'll push it forward as they shot from the blue line. Blocker saved by McDonough. Rebound is pushed forward and looks like Jack Ivey collided with the linesman behind the play. He just can't seem to find a way to step aside from the play. So we'll get a whistle. 13:27 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 4-2. Colorado leads the shot count 27-24. Again, not something that they do very often is outshoot their opponent. They've only done it 9 times this season. And when they do so, not the greatest of records, 3-5-1. Neutral zone draw won by Phillips. McRoberts chops it off the near boards. Bouncing puck at the center ice logo. Wranglers trying to push it forward, but down the left wing goes Shin. Wranglers jab that away from him, and down the right wing goes Grayson Gerhard. Tries to knife his way towards the net. Gets cut away from him by Thompson. Colorado moves up ice. They lose the puck at center as McRoberts plays it forward. Boomerangs back to him. The backhand one for Gerhard, who again just ships it back in. Miller steals the puck in the Colorado zone, looks to find Gerhard between the circles. Colorado breaks that up, and at center, Gerhard will backhand it to the Colorado defense. They'll quickly try and move up ice. Wranglers shut that down. Another turnover as Phillips had a chance to move forward. Colorado will quickly scoop it back up into their own possession. Hadrick, who scored his first North American Hockey League goal last weekend, plays it to his D partner, and Colorado looks to get to work offensively, down by 2. Wranglers shut that down, and they'll move down the left wing. Day catapults it into the Colorado zone, pops out on the far half wall, looking for Stepanek, and Ben Ivey make that Trace Day, who goes across the blue line, tries to keep it in. Puck jumps into the Colorado bench, gives us a stoppage with 12:09 to go in the third period. Luke Morris will take this draw as that third line's out there for the Wranglers. Morris wins it, finds Mitro at the red line. He will send it around. Garapi, reversing it is Gurman, tries to play it out of the zone. Wranglers trying to keep it in, but the puck has other ideas. Comes back out to center. DeMarco gains center red. He will whip it around. Colorado able to jar it back out to center as Jacober gets divorced from the puck by Morris. Sebastian Mitro, the young defenseman for Amarillo, will pick that up move from behind his own goal line, behind his own goal that is. Evade Jacober, but on the forecheck, Colorado is able to get the puck back in the far corner, but not for long, as the Wranglers are able to push them away from the puck. Stepanek gets blasted at center ice. In open ice by Gurman, pops right back up to his feet. He's going to be all right. As you've seen throughout the course of this set, it's the fifth game all time between these two teams, fifth straight. Very physical play. As Jacober, there's the backhand one, not a lot of steam on it. McDonough will cover it down, and they'll stop the game with 11-12 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 4-2. We'll be back in just a moment, find out how this one ends. We come back on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to downtown Amarillo, as the Wranglers have a 4-2 lead, looking to cruise to victory with 11-12 to go in the third period over their newest rival, the Colorado Grit. I think it's safe to say that we got a rivalry on our hands. As the draw will be to the left of McDonough, near circle of the Wrangler zone. Zapp will take it against Landon West. West will poke it off the end wall. Wranglers possess as McNaughton evades the pressure of Helgeson, plays it back to Gagnon, turns in his own corner, and finds Zapp. He plays it to Troutwine and finds Puukkonen at the red line. McNaughton just onside, enters the zone, and will wrap it down behind Garapy. Capasso looking to go coast to coast for Grolick, bounces off the wall to him, and he'll immediately just chip it out of play. So we get another whistle with 10:47 to go in the third period. It's been one of those games for the Wranglers where it was that second period surge once again, and we've seen that time and time again this season. Seems like the second period is the Wranglers' best period, as Colorado rallied back to tie the game up at 2, and then the Wranglers responded with 2 more goals of their own 30 seconds apart, and this is a young Colorado team that looks like they haven't really found a way to answer that. There is still time, as Adric will launch it off the end wall. Carter there to slide it away from TJ Ritchie, but McRoberts is there to meet it in the far corner. Carter tries to jar it from his grasp. TJ Ritchie just pushes Carter, or make that cook on top of the pile. Meanwhile, Ben Ivey comes away with it. Gains some steam at center ice. Right wing, Jack Ivey looks to go back to Ben, and that pass is broken up by Will Hadrick III. Good defensive play there for Colorado. It's turning up ice as Shaw gets bumped away from the puck, comes to Cook, and he takes a shot. It was off the stick of TJ Ritchie and out of play. Excellent play there by TJ Ritchie to get stick on puck. Read that play beautifully. Send that puck out of play. Wranglers come out of it with no harm. Good crowd here in attendance for Youth Sports Night. We'll do it all again tomorrow, as tomorrow's game has a different start time, 6 o'clock Central, so make sure you're ready for that one. The final game of the 6-game set here between the Wranglers and the Grit. Undy Sunday here tomorrow. It's like teddy bear toss, except after the Wranglers' first goal you score, you throw new and unused packaged underwear on the ice that'll benefit local homeless shelters. It's for a good cause. Come on down to the Budweiser Bull Pen. Get your tickets at panhandletickets.com. Wranglers deep in the Colorado zone. Unable to hold it in. Colorado moves up ice. Right wing, it's Graves. Finds Shin in the middle. Glances off his stick. Off the end wall. Wranglers get it back as Shin is directed toward the corner by Phillips. Left wing, it's Gerhard. Glances off his stick. Comes to a Colorado tape. He's down the right wing as Shin. Tries to center a feed. Stick on puck by Jeffers. Wranglers turn up ice. Is down the left wing as Gerhard. Enters the zone, takes a shot, and it's offside. And Colorado takes offense to that as they go after Gerhard, and he gets pulled down to the ground by Gurman. Fists fly. I don't think we officially have a fight on our hands, but Gerhardt and Gurman both down on the ice. Graves and Miller going at it. Phillips also in the area. Got a fight on the inboards. Graves is hauled down by the linesman. And they're going to take Morley Phillips to the penalty box. See if anybody joins him on the Colorado side. Door is open, and in will go Alexander Gurman, who scored earlier on in the game, the first goal of the game. So he'll take a seat, has some time to think about what he did, and joining him is Bowen Burks. So 2 men in the box for Colorado, 1 for the Wranglers and Phillips. We're still awaiting what the official call is. We got a conference in front of the scorer's table. As Mr. Kornick will speak things over with his linesman. Meanwhile, Wrangler crowd gets very, very loud. And so they will try and determine what sentences will be handed out after all of that. And Ben Ivy, Wranglers captain, eavesdropping in on the conversation. They'll give the word as to what it is once they're officially done with their conference there. Lengthy discussion here. Looks like they want to try and get this one right. Meanwhile, both teams kind of mulling around at their own benches. Zapp will skate over, pick up the loose puck in the near circle of his own zone. Skate it back towards his teammates. And so now Morley Phillips is going to exit the penalty box. And it looks like he's going to be tossed. Same thing for Alexander Gurman. Phillips rallies the crowd one last time as he heads towards the tunnel. His night is likely done, so he ends the game with his second goal of the season. And it looks like they're relaying what happened over to the scorer's table. We're going to get an official announcement sometime soon. So bear with us. Wranglers lead 4-2, under 10 minutes to go here in the third period, 9:26 officially on the clock. So now, Jordan Gutteridge with the A on his sweater for Colorado, giving an official explanation. Ben Ivy relaying that message over to Ryan Anderson, head coach of the Wranglers. Still see 5 Wranglers out there on the ice. The only penalty on the score clock right now belongs to Bowen Burke, 2 minutes. Wranglers are all ready to go at the near circle of the Colorado zone. And we are about to get the official call. It's a lengthy discussion over there. I might not get that before they're ready to drop the puck here. And I won't. Off the draw, Wranglers win. It looks like it's going to be an Amarillo power play. As the draw is won by the Wranglers, they look to set up shop. Behind that, it's Ben Ivy. Finding McDonald on hat-trick watch. Sends it up to the right point for Gagnon. So, looks like roughing to Phillips. Roughing to Burke. As in steps Jack Ivy, and he scores! The Grit Killer's at it again. Jack Ivy scores on the power play, and the Wranglers make it 5-2. Almost missed that goal as they're trying to Show me what the penalties were, and the Wranglers quickly capitalized 20 seconds into the power play. Jack Ivy's team leading. 22nd goal of the year. Makes it a 5-2 hockey game. And so now for Jack, he now has goals in his last 6 games. The Wranglers now have a 3-goal lead. With a little over 9 minutes remaining in the third period. So officially it's Jack Ivy from McDonald and Zapp, power play goal. And the Wranglers continue to roll. Wranglers are going to go right back on their horse. As they try and dig it free from the far corner. Stepanek takes a couple of shoves from Thompson. Puck is wedged free to the point where Gagnon throws one wide, goes around towards the far half wall for Morris. Gets crunched up there by Graves. Play comes back out to the neutral zone. Colorado enters. Poirier looks to find Hadrick. Pass is off the mark. Critter forced to just dump it into the Wranglers zone with 8:22 to go in the third period. So it's another 3-point game for Jack McDonald, this time in the form of 2 goals and 1 assist. He very well could be your first star of the week in the South Division. It'd be the 3rd straight week that a Wrangler has taken first star honors. You will have to see, as on the far wall, Wranglers are able to push the grit back out to center. Helgeson will just rip one off the end wall to dump it down. Colorado now in a 3-goal hole with 7:48 to go in the third period. As Troutwine meanders through the neutral zone. He'll chip it deep behind Garapy. Buchanan nipping at the heels of Grolnick, and behind the play, Zapp gets taken down. Wants a penalty. They're not going to call it, as West moves into the neutral zone. Just towards his left. Tosses one towards goal. Easy save for McDonough. Second one, not so easy, as from a sharp angle, McDonough is able to make that stop. Colorado has it in their own zone. To the left wing they go. Capasso will nick it into the Wranglers zone, but looks like he didn't gain the red line. Icing on Colorado with 7:09 to go in the third period. Draw to the right of Garapy. Colorado wins it, but can't get it out. It's from left point. Mitro takes a shot. And on the wraparound, Ben Ivy can't jar it home as Gudridge is there to cut him off. Get a whistle blown. 7:01 to go in the third period. Sebastian Mitro showing off a sharp shot from the point. Garapy made the initial save. Rebound came to Ben Ivy. Tried to wrap it around the young netminder on the far side. He was cut off at the last second. Would have been the Wranglers' 6th goal of the game. Draws one by Amarillo. Jack McDonald loses the puck at the blue line. Still on hat-trick watch as Wranglers play it into the Colorado zone. Gudridge tries to peel away from McDonald, and he does. He's got Carter up ice, and now Cook will step over the Wrangler line. Direct it towards the near corner. Jack Ivy picks up the puck, collects some speed, gains the red line. Now Colorado blue whips it off the far corner. Out to the near side it goes, and Ben Ivy looking for Jack Ivy behind the goal. He's got him on his backhand, twist towards his forehand. Guns it around to the near side. Hops onto the stick of Gudridge. He's got Cook moving forward. Directed towards his left, but Colorado's offside with 6:15 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 5-2. Shot count 27-26 in favor of Colorado. Neutral zone draw incoming right in front of the Wranglers bench. Luke Morris will take it against Chris Graves. Fourth line out there for the Wranglers. First line for Colorado. Got a bit of a misfire on the puck drop there. So they will try it again. Take two. This time they drop the puck. It's successful. Won by Colorado. Adric delivers it towards the near wall. Colorado will knock it down deep. Coming away with it is Jacober. Tries to spin away from the pressure from Morris. He does. All alone for a shot there. And now Wranglers pick up that loose puck on that last Colorado chance. Shot was taken by Caleb Bendel. Second appearance as a Grit member. As entering is Morris. He'll snipe one in! Luke Morris continues to pour it on. And the Wranglers make it 6-2. He's got the magic touch from appearing on Wranglers Weekly early on in the week. As Luke Morris puts on the goal, it's his and his alone, unassisted, with 5:48 to go in the third period. For Morris, that's going to be his fourth of the season. He had one assist last night. Now has a goal here in this outing. And all is well here in Amarillo. .546 to go in the third period. Wranglers looking to close this one out with a healthy 4-goal lead. Colorado trying to get that one back from the right point. A shot by Burke is blocked by Pukinen. And at the center ice logo, McNaughton steals it away down the right wing, below the circle, backhand chance, and Garrepy gets a stick on it to break up the centering feed, left point. Trout one, a try, and Garrepy will snag that out of the air with his glove to freeze it with 5:24 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 6-2. Draw it to the right of Garrepy. Morris will take it against West. Day shoots off the draw, won by Morris. It's blocked. Second try goes around the net towards the far corner. Colorado will catapult it into the neutral zone, takes a hop, and goes the distance. Wranglers win that race to the puck. It's an icing against Colorado with 5:13 to go in the third period. Drawn to the left of Garrepy. Luke Morris will take this upcoming draw against Landon West. And Morris does win it, but it glances off the skate of the linesman. It's a Colorado bounce. They move up into the neutral zone. Down the left wing is West. Tries to knife his way between the circles. He's broken up there. Goes behind the net. Grolnick looking to center. He loses the puck to Kyle DeMarco. As Trace Day will head up ice. Loses the puck at center. In comes Capasso. Right wing shot. Blocker save by McDonough as he fights that one off. And the second chance from Hadrick on the far wall. Connor McDonough having himself a night. As Gerhard will flip it behind Garrepy. 4:35 to go in the third period. Far corner, McDonald. Up top for Gagnon. All alone was Ben Ivy. Misfire on the pass. And his shot is stopped by Garrepy. On the second opportunity, right point, Gagnon across. Jack Ivy all alone. Sees the puck jump over his stick. Gets it back to the corner for Ben Ivy. Off the wall, centering feed, Jack Ivy. And a save made by Garrepy. Point blank was Jack Ivy. Ben Ivy tries to dance his way to the goal. Puck goes behind Garrepy. Ben Ivy on his backhand. Knocks it up to the left point. Mitro, a blast, and it goes off a body and wide of the goal. McDonald gets tripped up behind the play. Arm is raised. Wranglers By all accounts, are looking to go back to the power play with 3:55 to go in the third period. And looks like actually that penalty is going to be against McDonald. My bad, I guess. So it looks like Colorado's going to go to the power play. So look to try and get that most recent goal back. See if they can get their power play working here. 2 minutes for interference to Jack McDonald. Looks like Colorado's taking a timeout here. With 3:55 to go in the third period. Colorado looking to try and salvage something out of this. As again, it looks like this one is going to fall the Wranglers' way. So everybody gets a sip of water. Colorado looks to gain some momentum heading into Sunday's showdown at 6 o'clock Central Time. 6 o'clock Central Time is our start time tomorrow night, so we'll call it a 5:50 pregame show. It'll be Undy Sunday from the Budweiser Bull Pen tomorrow. Coming up at the conclusion of this game, we'll have the Wranglers post-game report. Recap this game, take a look at some scores from around the league. And if Shreveport falls to the Odessa Jackalopes, Wranglers will have sole possession of the second place spot in the South Division. Graves against Zapp to the right of McDonough. Zapp wins it. In comes DeMarco, and he will bank it off the wall and down the distance for an opening clear. Personnel out there for the Wranglers: McNaughton, Zapp, Ritchie, and DeMarco. To open the penalty kill as Jack McDonald's in the box. Down the left wing, Graves over the attacking line. Shimmies his way to the half wall, turns towards his backhand. Gets it up top for Gudridge. Drifting towards his right. Finds Graves in the slot, takes a shot, save made by McDonough. Puck is loose, and another save by McDonough. Kick save on the second opportunity by Capasso. Here is Capasso behind the net on his forehand, trying to outwork DeMarco. Up top, the Grit go. Is now left circle. Burke settles it down and shoots. And McDonough squeezes the legs and does not let that one slide through. He's sharp as always. He makes the stop. He keeps it a 6-2 game. Just 3:09 away from tying the Wranglers' single-season win mark for a goaltender. Had an outstanding first year with the Wranglers, burst on the scene, helped this team get on that win streak to make the playoffs, had the 4 shutouts, responded with an excellent sophomore campaign. As Gudridge takes a shot, it's blocked by Ben Ivy, and he might be off to the races. Gudridge tries to pull him away, hauls him down. That draws a penalty, and so it will be 4-on-4 for the next minute and 5 seconds. Jordan Gudridge did everything he could, and if you're a coach, you'll take that penalty any day to prevent a guy from scoring on a breakaway like that. So Gudridge goes to the box. 2:59 on the clock. Some open ice here in the late stages of the third. McDonough will come out. 2 minutes for holding, so McDonald, who's on hat-trick watch, will come out of the box. He's well rested, been in there for the last 55 seconds. And so he'll come out of the box well rested. We'll see if he joins that Wrangler power play to try and get the hat-trick here tonight. Draw to the left of Garapi. Far circle of the Colorado zone. Luke Morris against Landon West. And West wins it. He's been one of the most reliable face-off takers for Colorado here tonight. Wins that one there. Grolnick will possess in his own zone. As we're 4-on-4 for the next 55 seconds. As down the right wing goes Grolnick. Goes around the goal on his backhands. Will lift it to Burke. Gets caught up in a body, and Trace Day almost had a breakaway there. Got cut off by Helgeson after he lost a handle on the puck. Wranglers bottle the Grit up at their own blue line. And so Colorado's offside with 2:33 to go in the third period. 39 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Wranglers will have about a minute of power play time to work with once McDonald comes out of the box. But as for now, excuse me, neutral zone draw won by the Wranglers. It's a bounce back below the goal line. McDonald will leave it for Jeffers. And he will head up ice. Jeffers drops it back for McRoberts in motion. Gains the red line. Drifts towards his right. Over the blue line. Finds Garrett. Returns it to McRoberts. Will drive towards the goal. Goes around. And Garrett shuts him down with the right pad. Up the line. Jeffers holds it. Settles it down. Tosses one on goal. Pad save by Garrett. And backhand feed towards the middle. Goes astray. McNaughton is looking for Gerhard. Burke goes down the right wing. He's around McRoberts with a great burst of speed. McDonald's out of the box right now. Now the Wranglers have a power play for the next 53 seconds. McDonald does join the fray. They might have him for a stretch pass. He's cherry picking at the blue line, and he gets bumped away from the puck as the Wranglers were looking for that feed. As Helgeson down the right wing, backhand shot goes wide. Wranglers from behind their own net. McRoberts will start the charge. McDonald still out there with 1:33 to go in the third. A little over 30 seconds of power play time remaining. Jeffers will start the charge. To the left wing he goes for Pukkanen. Over the attacking line. Chips it to himself. Battles out Poirier. Slides it to Morris. And on his backhand, looks to send it to the far corner. Nobody there except for Christian Carter. And he will send it down the distance for a Colorado clear. 10 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. McDonald still out there. Sets up shop on the near part of the Colorado blue line. Under a minute to go here in the third period. TJ Ritchie will start the breakout. Plays it forward off a stick. It bounces to Colorado. They send it up. Carter tries to dance into the attacking zone. Wranglers get a defensive stick on it. Turnover here as Wranglers trying to work up ice. Morrison no looker looking for McDonald. Pass offline. Pukkanen has it from his own blue line. Moves forward. He's got McDonald in stride. Cuts towards the middle. McDonald. And he can't get the shot away. And it rolls in on Garapi and goes towards the corner. And afterwards, McDonald starts pushing and shoving with Merrick Thompson. And now chaos ensues. McDonald was so close to looking for that hat-trick marker. And he got pushed away from the puck. Held up there. Couldn't get the shot away. And so 32.6 remains on the clock. Looks like we will have a penalty here on this last sequence. Luke Morris will climb into the penalty box. And it's 2 minutes for slashing. To Morris. So Colorado with a late power play with 32.6 seconds to go in the game in what is all but decided as a Wrangler victory. Colorado looking to salvage something on the power play. They've been unsuccessful on the man advantage here tonight. Wranglers have one power play goal coming from Jack Ivey. About 9 minutes ago, get a false start off the face-off, so we'll do it again. Landon West out there to take the draw again, and it seems like Steve Haddon has really called his name a lot in the face-off circle for Colorado as he wins another one to the left point. Shin settles it down for Burke. Goes across for Grolnick. The half ball tries to center one, goes off a stick. It's a pop fly, batted away by McRoberts, and the Wranglers will get the clear. The puck rolls back out to center ice. 17 seconds to go in the third period. Colorado re-enters. Burke stops at the circle, gets it knifed away by TJ Ritchie. Capasso goes behind the net on his forehand, sends it up top for Grolnick. He'll send it across for Burke. One last try. And turning and shooting as Shin, and that is how it ends. All's well that ends well. Wranglers win 6-2. Connor McDonough ties the single-season win mark for a Wranglers goaltender, and the Wranglers pick up their 21st win of the season. In a game that once again, the Wranglers showcasing their composure, and experience in the second period. It really was that flurry of goals, 3 for Amarillo in the second period, that helped them the victory here. Looks like Jack McDonald is officially credited with the game-winning goal. His second of the game is the game winner as the Wranglers salute their crowd. Wranglers postgame starts now. So for the Wranglers, pick up points 48 and 49 on the season with the victory here tonight. Quickly check in on what's going on over in Shreveport. It looks like that game should have gone final by now, and we'll see if the Wranglers have the second place spot in the division, and they do. The Jackalopes take care of business for the Wranglers over at the pond in Shreveport. Mudbugs lose 5-2 to the Jackalopes. The second place spot in the division is the Wranglers, and Wranglers alone, 1 point ahead of El Paso and 1 point ahead of Shreveport. High fives and smiles all around for the Wranglers in what was another very healthy victory with an excellent offensive output for the Wranglers here tonight as they scored 6 goals once again. Last night it was 6-1. Now it's 6-2. McDonough was fantastic, stopping 29 of 31 as the Wranglers cruise to victory. We'll recap it starting now. Started with a Colorado goal from Alexander Gurman. 7:16 to go in the first period. Wranglers responded 5 minutes later on Roman Zapp's 11th goal of the season to make it 1-1 heading into the first intermission. And then the Wranglers open the scoring 4 minutes and 44 seconds into the second period with a goal from Jack McDonald, his first of the evening, from Ben Ivey to make it 2-1. Colorado, a little under 2 minutes after that goal, respond with a goal from Nicholas Capasso to make it a 2-2 game, and then this is where the Wranglers really kind of controlled the game from there. This is a team that has a lot of 20-year-olds on its roster, stark in contrast to what Colorado has. A lot of youngsters, a lot of 05 borns, a couple of 06s in there. Very few 20-year-olds on this Colorado team, and it really was that experience of the Wranglers that we saw in the second period really helped them gain the victory here tonight. As it was Morley Phillips getting his second goal of the season, second in his last 3 games, as he scored on Sunday to give the Wranglers the 3-2 lead. Actually, looks like that Phillips goal is the game winner. My bad. So Phillips gets the game-winning goal from Jacob Miller. 11:07 to go in the second period. And after that, just 30 seconds later, Jack McDonald responded by double-dipping, getting his second goal of the game. He's the first star of the game here tonight. They're talking with him down at center ice. I can't tell what they're saying from here, but he's got a big smile on his face. That'll stretch all the way from here to the East Coast, as he is very, very happy here tonight as he picks up 2 goals and 1 assist, another 3-point outing for Jack McDonald. Make a very strong case for South Division first star of the week. And in the third period, Wranglers tacked on a few more as Jack Ivey scores on the power play with 9:05 to go in the third period. And then at 5:48 to go, Luke Morris, fresh off of a Wranglers weekly appearance, settles the score at 6-2. Colorado once again outshoots the Wranglers 31-30. So narrow shot victory by the Colorado Grit, but look at the scoreboard. Wranglers win big, 6-2. It's a Texas-sized win for the Wranglers, showing those Colorado boys how they take care of business in the Panhandle. As it was once again a dominant offensive performance for the Wranglers, and once again it's a very solid performance defensively and in goal for the Wranglers. And we'll do it all again tomorrow, 6 o'clock Central start time. That's when the puck will drop for the 6th straight game between the Wranglers and the Grit. It does not finish off the season series. These two teams will play towards the end of the season, as they'll meet on the final weekend of the regular season and 2 weeks before that as well. They played 12 times against each other this season, and Wranglers so far taking care of business as they've handled Colorado quite nicely, as they now improve to 4-0-0-1 against the Grit this season. That one lost a shootout loss on Sunday, where the Grit won 6-5. Take a look at some other scores from around the league, as we'll keep you all up to date on the postseason race. Looks like Oklahoma over at Lone Star, NYTEX Sports Center. They are taking care of business 3-2 right now. So the Brahmas still currently in their slide, trying to get back to their winning ways. Over at American Bank Center, the New Mexico Ice Wolves have a 3-goal lead over the Ice Rays, 4-1, with 7 minutes to go in the third period. Well, I think that'll do it for us here tonight. I apologize to everyone if I wasn't as sharp in this game as I usually am. Feeling under the weather right now, and had as close to an MJ flu game, Michael Jordan flu game, as a broadcaster can have here tonight. But I got a smile on my face. I'll head home, type up the post-game story. Almost lost my voice in the third period. There's been so many goals over the last 2 weeks. And it's doing some wear and tear on my voice, so rest up nice. Maybe have some tea here tonight. We're back at it again here tomorrow, 5:50 pregame, on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV and YouTube. Once again, your final score from the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers take care of business for their second straight win. They win big, 6-2, on home ice against the Colorado Grip. Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. We hope to see you again here tomorrow for a Sunday showdown between the Wranglers